I was like I was talking with this group of family, like this white family. Kota, like I was at some event, and then I was introducing myself. I know, and I told him my last name. And this guy, the dad, he was like, "Oh, you're a Sherpa. Do you Sherp?"
What does that mean?
I was like, you tell me, bro. Like, what does Sherp mean?
Sure.
He turned my last name into a verb. Like, oh, do you Sherp? I was like,
Sherp, you mean like porter types?
they the Sherpa, when you say profession, they think it's a profession, you know. So they're turning that into like, oh, do you Sherp?
Sure.
Like, what the fuck?
Do you Caucasian?
Turn that shit up!
अंग्रेजीमा ब्याचलर्स गरेछु
Episode 106.
What's up? Check.
What's up?
Magic.
I'm our new guest, all the way from New York, Tribeca. Yeah, I know.
Queens, New York.
Queens, New York
What
represent.
side?
And Sonam Sherpa, our friend from all the way from New York again. Let's emphasize that if I haven't enough. Bro, what's up? What's good?
Chilling. I'm here on vacation with my friends. I'm honored to be in the first episode. New Year ago.
New York
2023 first episode. Thanks for having me.
Oh, the New Year was good. I got it.
Oh.
I mean, fresh off the bike from Bandipur, we went on a pretty nice, decent bike ride, most of us. And the New Year.
New Year ma Thamel ghumde go.
Saturdays.
Back, man.
Beautiful. Wild in the Tamil.
Back to like yo.
So Times Square vibes.
Oh.
Huh?
New Year's Times Square ma हुन्छ नि त्यस्तै भयो.
Times
No
Square.
one goes there again.
Times Square and Chandni Chowk mixed types.
तर जाने बित्तिकै I was like अब कहाँबाट हिँड्नु लाइक साङ्गेसँग गयो होइन पहिला क्याबमा क्याब couldn't like त्यो मेन ठाउँमा त छिर्नु नै दिँदैन रहेछ नि त क्याबहरूलाई त त्यतिखेर I didn't know होइन अनि बाटो ट्राफिक हुँदाखेरि नै हामी निस्क्यो क्या we paid him money अनि गयो and then there was like this big एउटा मेन स्ट्रिटमै पुग्यो क्या हामी ठाउँको there was people walking अनि एउटा स्टेज नै सेटअप रहेछ क्या there was some event going on कोही कन्सर्ट हो कि के हो त्यहाँबाट हामी चाहिँ खालिङ भेट्नु गएको क्या त्यो बार ब्याक स्विप के
तेजको बार हो नि
Fine.
तेजको होम ग्राउन्ड हो ब्रो
अनि त्यहाँ
तेज भनिस् भने 20% अफ ब्रो
20% off.
त्यो चाहिँ हो है.
त्यो चाहिँ त्यहाँ गएर टेबलमा गएर गफ पास भन्यो गफ पास भन्यो भने 10% तर तेज स्पेसिफिकली भन्यो चाहिँ
फ्रम गफ पास भन्यो भने चाहिँ
हल्का 15-10 एनीवे सरी अर्को पालि है
I'll keep that in mind. तर त्यहाँ गयो we had to pass through that क्या तर it was like अब no space to walk through भनौँ न होइन so we had to like take a detour यता घुमेर जानुपर्छ and then we met खालिङ र त्यसपछि त like the night was त्यतिकै खालिङले हामीलाई बारहरू लग्यो हल्का कहाँ जानुपर्छ भन्दै
प्लान बी हेर गएन
प्लान बी गयो डेलासोल भन्ने गयो अब I don't know anything होइन यहाँको नाइट लाइफ खालिङले and then at some point
Khaling knows his bars.
Khaling look I saw and at some point during the night I got lost like I lost like Sangi पनि छिटो गयो हैन त्यसको काम थियो भोलि अनि खालिङलाई like कहाँबाट हरायो क्या and then at some point like
you know what's up. You know what time it is.
like we both got separated and पछि कल गर्दा पनि like I couldn't meet him हैन अनि त्यसपछि म त लाइक त्यही मेरो अरू साथीहरू नि आएको थियो लाइक टेक्सस डालसबाट यहीँ थियो होइन
स्वामी डी त होइन
अब स्वामी डी त होइन त ऱ्यापर नै हो
टेक्ससको पानीमा चाहिँ के छ
त्यो सुन्यो होला त्यो वाइल्ड प्लस भन्ने त्यसको लाइक जनम भन्ने मेरो साथी नै हो म पहिला डालसमा
मेरो बारी बोलेको
तिनीहरू त्यसको त्यो मेरो साथी नै आएको थियो कि
यामकारू काठमाडौँमा हुर्केको
तिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ मैले त्यसले मलाई फेरि बोलायो क्या सुगर भन्ने अनि त्यहाँ
परफर्म गरेर थियो
नो लाइक त्यही टेबल
सर्भिस
लिएर आयो त्यहाँ बोलायो
स्योर बजाइदियो होला त्यो गीत त
होला अब खाता
त्यो भित्तामा त्यो वेलकम लेखिकन
वेलकम टु नेपाल
तिनीहरूलाई भेट्यो हो
आयो भित्ता हैन त्यो स्क्रिनमा आई मिन सरी
अनि तिनीहरूलाई भेट्यो होइन तिनीहरूलाई भेट्नु चाहिँ म एकछिन मात्रै गएको क्या सुगर अनि त्यसपछि खालिङ चाहिँ अनि ल त्यहाँ गएर आएछ भन्दाखेरि अनि द्याट्स वेन आई लस्ट खालिङ क्या त्यतिखेर अनि कल गर्दा अनि त्यहाँ सुगरमा नि अल्छी लाग्यो क्या मलाई अनि एट सम पोइन्ट लाइक 3 AM भइसक्यो रहेछ क्या लाइक आम डन लाइक म थाक्यो नि म ट्रेनिङ पनि गराएको थिएँ होइन लाइक फर द पास्ट कति डेज अनि थाक्यो त्यसपछि आई टुक माई ओन क्याब अनि पुरा सिधै जोरपाटी भइदिएको साङ्गेको घरमा द्याट वाज माई न्यू इयर
Nice man.
TBC क्लबहरु है अलि आम्मा
That sounds like a nice Kathmandu New Year around Tamil.
Like I wanted to see it क्या के होला अब तिमीहरूलाई त वाक्कै लाग्यो होला हैन यहाँको क्राउड अब त्यतिखेर तिमीहरू त बन्दीपुरहरू गयो हैन लाइक द्याट्स व्हाट यु वान्ट मलाई चाहिँ हेर्नु मन थियो यहाँको लाइक नाइट लाइफ कस्तो छ भनेर बिकज लाइक म त उतै आई ग्रो अप मोस्ट अफ माई युथ उतै स्पेन्ड भयो त न्युयोर्कमा सो यहाँको मैले नाइट लाइफ लाइक आफ्टर आम अफ एज लाइक 18-21 भएपछि म यहाँ त्यस्तो घुमेको छैन नि त सो आई वान्टेड टु सी नाइट लाइफ
And so you're born in Nepal. You moved to America when you were 5.
Born in Kathmandu. I moved to New York when I was. My parents brought me to New York when I was like 6 or 7.
And you're for people who don't know, he's a super creative guy. I mean, he's an artist, which led him to the profession of being an architect. You know? Yeah. So by profession, he's an architect. Dude, ladies love architects. Think about architects, dude. Like I think they feel like an architect can fix their like lifetimes. Like draw their future out for them. Anyway, whatever, you know. Let's before going much deeper into an architecture and stuff, and I know. Let's just. We have a common friend, Rishabh Thakuri. All the way from New York, brother. Missed you asti New York ma है कल गरेको थिएँ अब कहाँ डाँडामा आन्सर गर्नु होइन सकेन हामीले होइन we wanted to talk होइन तर how's Rishabh man?
I'm sure he had a fun New Year.
Yeah. He let the ball drop, you know what I'm saying.
New York night life अब राम्रै छ नि त्यहाँ like it's like कहाँ there's so many choices to go to होइन I'm sure he had fun.
ऋषभले फाड्दैछ
के ठिकै छ त्यो
ठिकै छ अब म त त्यति भेट्नु लाइक चान्स पाउँदैन कि तर लाइक द टाइम्स आई मेट हिम लाइक इज गुड लाइक राम्रो मलाई सोधिरहन्छ लाइक बास्केटबल खेल्नु जाउँ लाइक लेट मी नो कहिले तर म त अब बास्केटबल नखेलेको कति भइसक्यो क्या पहिला बास्केटबल लाइक राम्रोसँग खेल्थेँ लाइक हेभी खेल्थेँ तर आजकल त खेल्दैन सो ही टेल्स मी लाइक ओ बास्केटबल खेल्नु बेला लाइक लेट मी नो भनेर तर
ऋषभको चाहिँ के टेक्स्ट आउँछ अरे ऋषभको के टेक्स्ट आउँछ अरे
कति छाडा
होइन आज केटा हो
अस्ति त्यो हेभी ब्रुकलिन हेर्नु गएछ नि अन्त ब्रुकलिन नेट्स हेर्नु केडीहरू हेर्दैछ
त्यसको माइक टाइसन फोटो दियो पर्यो पर्यो
You know what he was looking like? That Home Alone को त्यो गुण्डा छ नि क्या त्यो लेडी
yeah the pigeon lady
the nice lady क्या actually like
Pierce Morgan
उ चाहिँ
same bro same Pierce Morgan
उ चाहिँ लाइक न्युयोर्क आउनुभन्दा अगाडि आई थिङ्क यु स्टिल हियर नेपालमा होइन न्युयोर्क आउनुभन्दा अगाडि द्याट्स द फर्स्ट क्वेसन हि आस्क्ड मी क्या डिएममा यो NBA टिकट्सको लाइक प्राइस रेन्ज चाहिँ के हो कति हुन्छ पहिला आई थिङ्क लाइक पहिला
बकेट लिस्टमा
थियो होला नि त तर
I hope he's not joking off like he runs the like nosebleeds तिर
तर shout out to Rishabh हैन म आएपछि let's try to go to a playoffs game.
Nice.
Do that, I know. If he's still there. I don't know when he plans to come back to Nepal.
त्यो अब त्यही बस्छ
त्यही भन्दै थियो अब एउटा त्यहाँ अमेरिकन केटी भेट्यो भन्दै ग्रीन कार्ड लाग्यो भन्दै थियो त्यसले
Don't get him in trouble.
एभिडेन्स चाहिँ यो भिडियो दिइरहे व्हाट इज दिस
यो चाहिँ एडिट आउट गर्नुपर्छ
किन फस्छ त्यो
मलाई के थाहा I thought he has a girlfriend हैन
ए जिस्केको नि
ओके
आइसले भेटाइदिइरहे सबलाई त्यो त अलिक अमेरिकन 5 भइसकेको थियो नि
होइन यहीँबाट जानु अगाडि त्यो यहीँ त्रिपुरेश्वरमा बस्दा बस्दै त्यो अमेरिकनै भइसक्यो त्यो त्यसको इन्ट्रेस्टहरू सबै फुल ब्रो एनबिए त ब्रो अमेरिकन मान्छेले हेर्थेन होला त्यति एनबिए ब्रो फुल अमेरिकन होइन हरेक अब थ्रु एनबिए हि नोज अल द सिरिज एन्ड लाइक स्टेट्स एन्ड whatever होइन अन्त त्यो पनि होइन लाइक एभ्री बिकज मोस्ट अफ अस अल द म्युजिक एन्ड द एन्टरटेनमेन्ट लाइक हलिउड एन्ड स्टफ सो देयर इज एन इन्फ्लुएन्स ह्युज इन्फ्लुएन्स अफ अमेरिकन कल्चर भनौँ न
पप कल्चर
अनि म्यान्जुको इट्स लाइक रोडेड टाइप्स के लाइक सरी अनि सो tell us a little bit about architecture, man. Like architect, not architecture, being an architect. What's your daily work like? What's your aspirations and stuff?
Aspirations, well, I really, like right now my current goals, one immediate.
So okay, let's just start. Like, how long does it take to be an architect?
So
from a good school, decent school.
It's like more like more the bacha I wasn't like, oh, I want to be an architect. This was then again. At first, I went to like engineering school for like a year and a half, 2 years, that was not like stimulating for me at all. I know like this is like more like school students or like this is not what I want to do. Because like bacha more like I got creative style, you know, like daily sketching on it type thing, you know. And it's not even like you have to be good at drawing, architect, like it's not like that. Okay? Like that's just a bonus, like that'll help you through the process in the field, I know. Like, but you do have to be like a critical thinker, problem solver. This is the type of because that's part of the job. Like problems and also challenges are also. So you have to be sort of like a critical thinker, problem solver. One Ani moche like engineering school mathe. And then engineering school, like, it wasn't for me. Like, I had to, like, switch something. But I, like, what's, like, a creative aspect of engineering? Like, and that was architecture. Ani more major switch, without telling my parents. You know, my parents, if really, like, my family, like, I think you know, I know, my family, most of the people, except for, like, Nirajandra Ma, most of the people are in, like, medical field. They're all doctors, dentists, I know. So like my family's like typical to like doctor or engineer matre ho, like that's the only profession they see. You know, like same like the same 3 years. Like that's the only that's all they see. That's the oru tyo duita profession bike, like there's other professions, like other careers don't exist just okay. Like so like मैले चाहिँ डराएर क्या like engineering but like I switched my majors to architecture without telling them. Ani by like a year into architecture, like I thought like I fit right in. Like you'd say more like I think I want to do this, I want to pursue this in the future, and I can see myself doing this like as a career, like made a profession, whatever. And that's when I like that's when I like told my parents again, and they were pretty disappointed because like disappointed they get like obviously I saw that coming.
Sonam.
के गरेको like I know like एकदमै disappointed क्या like my mom was like crying, oh like bro like अनि my dad was like कस्तो like because like the reason why they were mad is like because like सबजना like साथीहरू like aunts, uncles, I know relatives, like friends and family or like सब like they've given them like ए मेरो छोरा त यो year graduate हुँदैछ त्यस्तो टाइपको क्या. But the minute I switched my major त्यो delay भयो नि त, so I'm not graduating at the time like they told everyone, I know. So that's what they are concerned, like that's what they like about. ए यो त यो
family ले के भन्छ टाइप्स
त्यही त अरूहरूले के भन्छ यो त टाइममा ग्रेजुएट नै भएन like त्यस्तो टाइपको क्या. But I was like अब that's त्यो त मेरो लागि हैन, like मेरो लाइफको बारेमा हो नि त. So I had to think about like what I really want to do, what really.
So it was a kind of a bold step also at that time.
It was really bold for me, like त्यही भएर like I was so scared to even tell them क्या मैले switch गर्नु भन्दा अगाडि. But I was just like fuck it, म switch गर्छु अनि हेर्छु के हुन्छ जस्तो. अनि like when I realized that like I can really like succeed भन्दा पनि I can fit in this profession, I can do pretty alright, I can do well in this profession. When I realized that, that's when I like broke the silence. I told them yeah, like I was like oh मैले major switch गरेँ. And then first 2 weeks say like they were like पुरा upset with me, I know. like तर like as time goes on, they started accepting it, and they saw that I was.
फोटो देखाइदिनु म वालेटमा
They saw.
रान्चो ने भयो मान्जु ने भयो फोटो
त्यसपछि मलाई ल्यापटप किनिदिन्छ
यो ल्यापटप का कितना पर्यो
आर्किटेक्चर ल्यापटप कति हुन्छ भनेर
आइप्याड
स्केलहरू है
प्रोटेक्टर
तर like yeah, that's when अनि as like time like progressed and they saw that I was progressing मैले like मेरो grades पनि राम्रै भइरहेको थियो because like अब when it's something like you're म like passionate भयो क्या म like त्यो like I was hooked त्यो profession मा so when you're passionate about त्यो grades यतिकै राम्रो हुँदो रहेछ क्या like होइन because I'm like giving the time I'm giving the attention and like focus होइन so they saw that my grades were like I was doing pretty well अनि they started like okay accepting it and now they love that I do like hey मेरो छोरा त architect हो like they show me off क्या
parade you around
oh like yo मेरो छोरा तर like मेरो mom चाहिँ like still in that like doctor engineer like instead of saying
तर
म हस्पिटल बनाइ डिजाइन गरिदिन्छु भन्दैन
oh but like instead of saying मेरो mom चाहिँ अझै त्यो like back in like back of her mind like त्यो अझै like त्यो doctor engineer को profession अझै छ क्या because like when she introduces me she says architect भन्दैन क्या like मेरो छोरा चाहिँ architect engineer engineer चाहिँ फेरि थपिहाल्नुपर्छ क्या because like she wants that त्यो भनेर तर खास गरी म engineer त होइन नि त म जहिले I always have to correct her क्या like होइन म engineer होइन architect हो
so she's here in Nepal too.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys travel together.
Yeah, नेपालमा हुनुहुन्छ she's gonna come back to New York in March. Yeah,
like, family
everyone's here. Her parents are here. My grandparents are so she wants to like Losar celebrate garera. She wants to come back.
She's a doctor in New York.
My mom?
Yeah.
No. She's like she just chose there. Yeah. My siblings.
What did you think about any architecture at Nepal go हेर्दाखेरि?
नेपालको like I like the के भन्नु like भक्तपुर हिजो गयो नि like I like that के यो cultural architecture हेर्दाखेरि like traditional like religious architecture हेर्दाखेरि that's what I like that's what I'm interested in like seeing क्या so हिजो चाहिँ मैले त्यो साङ्गेलाई like इरी हानेर लैजा कि लैजा भन्ने क्या त्यसलाई अनि लग्यो like I saw like like residential मान्छेहरू कसरी बस्छ like हेरेँ क्या like that's what I find interesting like traditional like यहाँको नेपालको आफ्नै कल्चरको आर्किटेक्ट कस्तो छ भनेर तर like these like काठमाडौँमा त्यो modern buildings त like I'm not that into that किनभने it's very different यहाँको like अर्कै
it's damn typical also it's damn typical
it's too typical like it's like
all the houses look kind of the same I think it's just that some have 2.5 stories some have 2 stories
it's like basically like त्यो त मैले उता हेरिसकेँ नि त द्याट्स बेसिकली यहाँको लाइक मोडर्न आर्किटेक्चर हेऱ्यो भने यहाँ
काठमाडौँमा त मेनली अब त्यो रेन्ट आउट गर्नु सिस्टममा बनाउँछ नि त सिडीको बिचमा लाइक फ्लोर
भर्याङ जाने अझ कतिजना एक तल बनाएर यस्तो त्यो स्टिलहरू निस्किरहेको हुन्छ
फ्युचरमा
पैसा एकट्ठा भएपछि थप्छु
त्यो रिबर्सहरू त्यो
लुगा झुन्डाउनुको लागि
निस्किरहेको हुन्छ त्यो
त्यतिखेरसम्म चाहिँ लुगा सुकाउनुको लागि ठिक्कै
तर यहाँको लाइक काठमाडौँ सिटीमा चाहिँ मलाई अति नै डेन्स लाग्छ क्या लाइक इट्स टु ओभरली लाइक अर्बनाइज भनौँ न लाइक एभ्रिथिङ इज टु क्र्याम्प्ड अप इन वान स्पट
दे बाई लाइक मोस्ट अफ दिज लाइक रियल्टर्स हुन्छ नि दे बाई अ बिग
and break it down
and then they plot it and then sell like small pieces
and then they basically
that's why the houses are like sticking to each other
that's like really
like one of them can just like say like एउटा मात्रै wall बनाउँ टाइप भन्ने पनि हुन्छ कस्तो like basically joint नै हो त्यो दुईटा घरहरू के हुन्छ नि
but you can design a window towards the house and shit no
even if you design like the other like यही हुन्छ झ्याल
you can't like design window
there's like a certain there's like certain height somewhere you cannot design like suppose like अब एउटा building छ हैन it's like 4 stories the next one that's attached to it is like 2 stories भनौँ न हैन so अब उसको झ्याल त ठ्याक्कै उसको कौसीमा आउने भयो नि त so त्यो कौसीमै जाने उ त्यो चाहिँ बनाउन मिल्दैन कि it has to be like a certain height then only you can make the other window something like that them weird rules
मैले भर्खर अस्ति लाइक एउटा आर्टिकल समथिङ लाइक न्युज पेपरमा के पढिरहेको थियो त्यो थुकुचे रिभर के भन्ने सुनेको थियो मैले भर्खर के भएछ लाइक कपाल लाइक कति मन्थ्सको
भेटाए नि अस्ति
या त्यो यसो भएछ कि लाइक द्याट रिभर स्टार्ट्स बुढानीलकण्ठतिरबाट सुरु हुँदो रहेछ नि त एन्ड एन्ड समवेयर कतातिर लाइक तल लाइक साउथतिर काठमाडौँको साउथतिर तर बिचमा चाहिँ हराएको रहेछ नि त रिभर होइन लाइक वेयर इज इट भनेर अनि अस्ति भर्खर एक्सकेभेट गरेर पाएछ नि है एन्ड देन वाट ह्याड ह्यापन वाज लाइक त्यो पहिला त्यो रिभर हुँदाखेरि some guy covered it रहेछ क्या with land to like make like a त्यो playground कि के जस्तो and then on top of that मान्छेहरूले like government भनौँ न like होइन whoever it was they surveyed it but they never told people that यसको मुनि चाहिँ river छ भनेर
is it dangerous
हुन्छ नि unstable हुन्छ नि the soil like but I don't know how like it survived the earthquake. You know, that's like that's something that
it was
they need
deep,
to.
Man. It was like almost like
it's 16 feet deep.
Yeah, 16 feet deep.
It's like that's
it's like bricklayers after bricklayers.
No, Timothy, like it's not even like concrete with like rebars like a reinforcement. But it's just brick and mortar. So I don't know how that survived the earthquake. But what had happened was like the playground thing, and then after that happened, the river underneath. Like whoever was surveying, they never told people that there's a river underneath, yeah. And the reason that they did that was that they wanted to sell that land. They bechen line and beche and then people started building त्यसको माथि and they know
movie also ni
movie alko muni रहेछ है
जय नेपाल
that's what I
imagine if the movie and just
that's really like too
I'm surprised it was still flowing, man. How do you make like how do you cover it up without like stopping the river?
I haven't even looked at it. All I saw was the brick ko euta यस्तो बनाएछ क्या like it's like it's like a tunnel basically so brickले यसरी बनाएछ and then over that there's I was like what the fuck कसरी how did it like survive the earthquake भनौँ न
movie all को crowd आम्बो यत्रो वर्ष थाम्दै
yeah
so back with what are the projects you work with like
so right now I know let me just give you like मेरो whole म the recent graduate त हैन but it's been like 2 years भइसक्यो म ग्रेजुएट भएको ब्याचलर्स पाएपछि
आन्टीले भनेको 2 वर्ष भइसक्यो अब सबलाई
like after that they was like hey मेरो छोरा अब आर्किटेक्ट डिग्री पायो भनेर त्यसै
घर बनाउनु मन छ भने चाहिँ टाइप्स
ब्रो त्यो चाहिँ मलाई यो यहाँ हैन म I'm only here for 2 weeks कोकोमा like ब्रेकफास्टहरु खानु गइसक्यो खाजा अनि
हाम्रो हेर्देऊ न
हाम्रो यहाँ नक्सा बनाइदेऊ न लाइक दुईजना मान्छे कोहीजना मान्छे लाइक रिसोर्ट ओनर्सहरु तिनीहरुको ल्यान्ड रहेछ नि त हैन यहाँ एउटा नक्सा बनाइदिनु न लाइक के लाइक मेरो कन्ट्याक्ट इन्फर्मेसन लिएर वाट्सएपमा के पठाएर लाइक इन्स्पो लाइक होइन यस्तो घर भनेर
मैले पनि सोच्दै थिएँ तँलाई दिन्छु भनेर सिरियसली
ब्रो लाइनमा लाग्यो तर लाइक आफ्टर आई ग्रेजुएटेड आई वाज लाइक होइन fortunate enough to like get a job right away because like a lot of my colleagues, my like student classmates भनौँ न I think some of them still haven't found a job. I know they are really tough and then some of them found a job like after like months or even like a year later, but I was fortunate enough to like find a job right away. The firm that I worked for, it was called like GKV Architects. The firm that I worked for, that was like a very corporate firm, too like nothing, not design oriented, it's not nothing like every project was like a carbon copy of like the projects that they've done before. I know like it was like, so there was no design intentions involved, there was no like motivation, and everything was just like business oriented, ati corporate, like too much like politics involved, because like, and it was like there was like a hierarchy of like roles. About principal architects, they're like the owners of the firm, they are the ones that started the firm, and then below them is like associate principals, and below them is the associate architects, and below them is like the junior architects, and that's the role I had, junior architects, so like there's this like hierarchy, I don't have any control or say in like what's going on. I know all I'm doing is like bitch work, like I'm doing like the drawings, I'm doing the CAD, And a CAD uta चाहिँ like CAD monkey भन्छ क्या, like all you do is like sit in the desk and like draw whatever the principal architect decided. So त्यस्तो थियो क्या, like that was like, but it was like a good experience, like learning experience पनि. Like it's not that I didn't learn anything there, like I learned a lot. But after a year working there, like I was like I've had enough, I need to like move on. So I resigned. I gave them a 2 weeks notice. The resignation, like they like talk पनि like all kind so awkward about it, because the principal like the day I was thinking of giving my resignation letter, the principal architect came up to me. I know he was like, "Hey, let's have a conversation in the conference room." Conference room ma bola हैन. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, यसलाई थाहा छ क्या मैले रेजिग्नेसन दिन आँटेको, does he know भनेर. तर conference room मा बोलायो मलाई, and we had we sat down हैन, अनि मतलब के like what is he about to ask me, मतलब पुरा like टल्ल परेर बसिरहेको छ क्या. And then he goes like, "Oh, so like you've been here for like a year now, and we love having you here. This the one again, and we see the potential in you." And then he was like, "What projects do you want to work on in the future? Like moving on, like I know, like I'm thinking about leaving. I know." And I was like, "Oh, like
not your projects."
Sorry, bro. Like I know. I was like, bro. I was blunt. Okay, like I was just like, I want to be completely transparent with you. And त्यति बेलासम्म चाहिँ मेरो like I already had an offer from another firm, the firm that I currently work with. So I was like, I want to be completely transparent with you. I've already accepted. Like I'm thankful for whatever like you've like the knowledge that you've given me. I know अहिलेसम्म काम गरेको, like I'm really appreciative of that. But I think for my future, it's better for me to like move on and go to another firm. And I've already accepted like an offer from another firm. And this was awkward, but it's like, oh, that's not what I was expecting to hear. Like, well, then we have nothing else to talk about. This was and he like handshake got it, and this was I gave my 2 weeks notice, and after 2 weeks I left that firm. And right now, I'd say I work for this like pretty reputable firm, like interior design firm, but they're like an award-winning firm, and they do a lot of like high-end residential. Okay, so like a lot of like our clients are like billionaires, multi-millionaires. So it's a lot of like high-end residential penthouses, New York ma like high rises ma penthouses or like mansions. This the projects are. And then when there's like this the client or it's habani, budget is not like an issue, kya. So like so there's some like design freedom, kya. So we get to like design like what we want. I know like they're it's like more fulfilling. The work is more fulfilling than what I was doing before in the Pailaga firm. Pailaga firm was like just like office renovations or like nothing fulfilling. There are illegal projects are nice.
Nepalma कस्तो छ? Do you have any idea? Nepalma कस्तो छ architecture scene?
राम्रो छ नि.
I've never come across an architect.
Nepal.
I've come across.
I don't know, man.
Like सब ठेकेदारले गर्छ हैन?
Yeah, I think like यहाँ चाहिँ like consultancy के
architect consultancy हरु हुन्छ. Yeah, building हरु डिजाइन गर्ने छ नि ब्रो.
हैन तर generally अब जुन चाहिँ यो अब काठमाडौँ माथिबाट हेर्दाखेरि धेरै जस्तो घरहरु देख्छ नि, त्यो सब ठेकेदारले बनाइन्छ नि. त्यसैले it looks the same हैन?
त्यो त मेरो बाउले बनाइदिनु
कि हैन, तर generally त्यस्तै हुन्छ नि त.
तर अब एटलिस्ट त्यो म्यापहरु चाहिँ के जग्गा पार्किङ निकाल्नु
तिनीहरु चाहिँ ब्ल्याङ्क खाले
पार्किङमा एक्स लेखिरहेको
पार्किङ गयो त ला बिर्सेछु. त्यसैले यु सी लाइक अड हुँदै क्या हो. मैले बसेको घरमा पनि इट्स ड्याम वियर्ड. त्यो घरको लेभल फर्स्ट अफ अल इट्स लाइक बिलो रोडको लेभल हैन, बट देन अब गाडी हाल्नलाई चाहिँ यु हेभ टु गो फ्रम द साइड हैन, डाउन हिल जानुपर्छ बिलो द घरको लेभल पनि. एन्ड देन ठ्याक्कै त्यो घर छिर्ने त्यो पार्किङमा मात्रै यत्रो उकालो छ क्या अब. अनि पछाडि देयर इज नो स्पेस लाइक ब्याक आउट प्रब्लम.
त्यस्तो खालको चाहिँ लाइक कस्तो कति देखिसके मैले.
मेरो घरको एन्ट्री देखेको छ झन् ब्रो. गाडी हाल्नु त्यहाँ ब्ल्याक बेल्ट लेभल गाडी कुदाउनेहरूले मात्रै हाल्न सक्छ त्यहाँ घरभित्र. अघि देखिनुहोस् मैले तल पार्क गरेर त्यो ओह्रालो छिरेँ नि, त्यहाँ गाडी हाल्नु खोज्दा ब्रो.
यसो घरको त्यो गल्लीबाट निस्किँदाखेरि जहिले यु हेभ टु लाइक प्रे लाइक नो वान इज क्रसिङ द रोड.
हैन ऐना छ नि अहिले, त्यो कन्क्लेभ ऐना छ नि माथि अहिले. पहिला थिएन नि? थिएन.
त्यो पनि एउटा साइडमा मात्रै त होला
एउटा साइडमा अर्को साइड हेर्न अर्को साइड हेर यतापट्टि देखेपछि अटेन्सन अर्को साइड दे
ज्याप जुम आउँछ नि त्यहाँ
अन्त त्यहाँ खाली देखिस् तैँले कन्क्लेभ ऐनामा भनेपछि तेरो यहाँको टेन्सन त हरायो नि त अब यहाँ टेन्सन दिएन
थाहै हुँदैन अचानक आइदिन्छ
तर होइन केयरफुल हुनु
पल्सरहरू
गाडी चाहिँ
बिग्रेको बाटोमा क्या
बाइक चाहिँ ठिकै छ कि गाडी चाहिँ निकाल्नु कोही कोही बेला क्या मलाई त ठिकै छ अब कोही कोही बेला मेरो बहिनीहरूले निकाल्दा उसलाई गाह्रो हुन्छ क्या कोही कोही बेला
गाह्रो हुन्छ नि त्यो फर्स्ट अफ अल त्यो यस्तो स्टिप छ त्यो
म राम्रो निकालिदिन्छु त
अब त्यो कति वर्ष भइसक्यो त्यहाँ निकालेको
ब्रो त्यहाँ म ब्याक गरेर पनि निकालिदिनु सक्छु बुझिस् मैले ब्याक गरेर पनि त्यो हुन्छ नि अब फुल क्या त्यो पनि कस्तो भन्दा त्यो पल वकर टाइप्स नो लुक खालको चिक्सुलाई आँखामा
रेड बेल्ट हो क्या रेड बेल्ट
कोरल बेल्ट अन्त जोक्स साइड होइन त्यही इन्ट्रेस्टिङ रहेछ म्याम्स अन्त तेरो अब लाइक इभन दो वी मेट आफ्टर क्वाइट सम टाइम लास्ट टाइम वी मेट ब्रो लाइक 2 years whatever होइन त्यसको अगाडि पनि निकै ग्याप भएको थियो I've always like kept up with your like life and career through your stories and social media and one of the positives of social media is just like long lost friends brothers at least you know what's up like good so I've always like I always तैँले पोस्ट गरे कि तेरो क्रिएटिभ स्टाइलमा तैँले पोस्ट गर्छस् कि and I always look I'm like yeah okay that's worth my 15 seconds types like you know what I'm saying Coco's post isn't bichama I'm like fucking I wasted my time watching this kind of bullshit types just like cribbing or whatever complaining or some fucked up motivational video types like someone said and like the and you know what I'm saying the shut the fuck
preaching
up like, preachy types tero chai you keep it more like architect you like frame the photo in shapes and sizes and like stuff and different designs and it's like aesthetically like maza auncha ke it's like Pinterest हेरेको जस्तो लाग्छ के मलाई कोही बेला यसको स्टोरी हेर्दा हैन अन्त so there was this one time where I clearly remember you visited Barcelona or something
that was like
that series of like stories was pretty fucking intense dude like the architecture त्यहाँको insane देखेको
Spain
through this guy को stories I was living in Barcelona for a few days you know what I'm saying
yeah but like it's interesting that you say that because like most of my friends gave me shit for posting you know I was posting like कति वटा क्या like stories को त्यो line हुन्छ नि यसो मेरो चाहिँ dot क्या you have to keep on pressing next
like your friends must be like privileged fucks because like us like living in a third world country it's like we're traveling through uni so
I like to post whatever I find interesting what catches my eye no
also you have the option to skip
just shut the fuck up
like, man just swipe up like uta why are you talking I know
मेरो pet peeve चाहिँ के भन्दा कति जनाले यसरी भिडियो स्टोरीमा यसरी हाल्दिन्छ नि
oh my god dude
this like the empty spaces are like मलाई जिउहरु चिलाएर
OCD मेरो चाहिँ like OCD छ क्या त्यो हल्का I need everything to be symmetrical क्या हैन मान्छेहरूले त्यो अब त्यो भिडियो पनि यस्तो अनि फेरि टेक्स्ट चाहिँ अर्को साइडमा यस्तो
भिडियो यसरी हेर्नु यसरी पढ्नु
त्यही त लाइक उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ फेरि लाइक यस्तो युनिक भइदिउँ न भनेर त्यस्तो क्रिएटिभ फिल भएर होला क्या आई मिन लाइक टु इच देयर ओन होइन तर मलाई चाहिँ I like symmetry क्या हैन so like त्यो देख्दाखेरि मेरो OCD कस्तो हुन्छ
त्यो बार्सिलोनाको स्पेसिफिकली त्यहाँको कथिड्रलहरुको के इन्सिन थियो यार
architecture there is crazy too like त्यहाँ चाहिँ म like I was there for 2 months for like एउटा internship जस्तो गरिरहेको थिएँ क्या through my school I was still in school at that time तर like it was like
exchange programs
like it was like a like study abroad programs जस्तो भनौँ तर it was like kind of like an internship अनि so त्यहाँ गए हैन like I was working for this firm called like Fundacio Enrique Miralles भन्ने he's like a pretty
okay please one more time
Fundacio भनेको चाहिँ foundation हैन त्यहाँ स्पेनिशमा Fundacio Enrique Miralles भन्ने like he's like a pretty well known architect there रहेछ क्या so I was interning for there and then त्यहाँ चाहिँ it was like an intensive के भन्छ design studio क्या like for that 2 months we had to retrofit भन्दा नि like we had to like have like design an addition to a project that त्यो Enrique Miralles भन्ने architect ले he had already done एउटा तिरोको नार्को भन्ने it was like an archery field क्या sports को field जस्तो like he had done a project so the project for us was to like have an addition क्या like add an addition like maybe like a welcome center कसरी छिर्ने like addition to that So that for those 2 months we were just like working towards like making drawings, making models, 3D models, physical models, or like to design any last month like presentations and stuff. But throughout that, like I know like it was pretty fun for me because Barcelona ko, Spain ko like culture हेर्नु पाए हैन. And then that's also part of that. That was also part of that program where like you should. It's not only about the program or like the education that we're getting there, and like it's also a part of like indulging yourself into the culture, indulging like making yourself like a resident there. Because I mean that we had our own spot. I think like amro stay and like the stipend lay amro like living rent or whatever like that was covered. Everything else, if you want to like
by the form,
food and like whatever you want to do, drinks, shopping, that's like you do that with your own expense. Those are like I was fine with. But like down like I really like like I went to like every corner of Barcelona. Like I went to the main like the tourist spots. The La Rambla and it's like that's it. They're like pura cars aren't allowed there. Like pura walking alleyways just okay. And that's like a really Gothic quarters, but that's where all those like churches, like pura, like crazy looking structures are there. I also went like to outskirts of Barcelona.
Like, residential ki kuni ke एउटा favorite जुन चाहिँ movie मा पनि त्यो एउटा shot देखाउँछ क्या, where it's like stadium square.
Oh, that's the like that's the spot I'm talking about. That the tourist spots are, and past a certain zone there's the like hexagon shapes just like so those are called like super blocks ke Barcelona ma.
That's के बस्छ मान्छेहरु.
Like actually those aren't called super blocks. They would say like planning say like people say like Barcelona is one of like the best planned cities. They say estos I know like usually like the Manhattan area like it's like a grid shape, everything's a rectangle I know. The Barcelona go say is like it's the rectangle, envision a rectangle but like the corners are it's already cut I know like holka like it's the shape ma. The corners are cut that way so that like the buses or like turn gonna like so and then the whatever remains from that corner, whatever extra triangle space also that can also become like a public seating area. So like that's what you seek it. Like it's really well thought out, well planned, like major streets.
There's like beach and mountain in the same close.
There's a beach at
proximity.
Beach at that and then like that there's that residential where so how Barcelona started is like first like I think there was like a fish market the beach go side and then after that it like spread open. That's why like at first beach go to a fish market go residential area and then you go to La Ramblas where it's like those narrow alleyways. This like there's no like system like Nepal go just gully or just and then after you get to the certain point then you see the grid you're talking about planning or and that's when they started like
Messi ko घर चाहिँ
कहाँ थियो I wanted to go to Camp Nou visit गर्नु मन थियो like म 2 महिनाको लागि थिए but I didn't get a chance to go to like Camp Nou because like my interest lied like elsewhere. Like I went to like other cities like Barcelona and the south Sitges भन्ने city पनि थियो. That was also more like
up until like recently त्यहाँ पुरा उतै भइरा थियो हैन
Barcelona
and Barcelona like Catalonia, the Catalans and the Spanish they wanted to separate no.
त्यो त पहिला देखि नै हो नि.
त्यो त
गोर्खाल्यान्ड टाइप्स हो नि. Never happened.
I don't really know the politics that yeah Catalonia
Spanish बोल्छ.
Spanish बोल्छ कि there's like different dialects. So like Catalonia is one of the dialects there. Any Spanish like regular Spanish पनि बोल्छ होला like but Catalonia is similar to Spanish is I don't know like the but like so when I was there for 2 months I was with so the program was Taura students from America. So like I was part of like the 6 and then Taura students from Argentina. So we both had to the two parties had to like work together to do this project. The project I was talking about earlier. And each student would be paired with like different parties. So I was paired with 2 girls from Argentina. And there was this like language barrier. So they barely spoke like English and I barely spoke Spanish. So like म चाहिँ Google Translate use गर्दै I was trying to communicate with them अनि we have
Cute
to
हुँदै
हल्का and then
हल्का
flirt गर्दै हल्का हँसाउँदै and then the Google Translate गर्दै like I had to like do a project with them yeah there's like that was a challenge on its own but somehow we made it work we both all three of us we got into the same page and राम्रोसँग project गर्यो like presentation पनि राम्रै भयो but I forgot what but those Argentinians they speak Spanish right? No Argentina like they speak like ramrai Spanish when they were in Barcelona they didn't understand like they didn't understand what people were saying there yeah like the Catalonians yeah so Catalonia like Spanish ne ho tara a different dialect right so it's like a completely different language for them
even they couldn't understand
yeah like Spanish speak like Argentina the Spanish they couldn't even understand like they like halka bujhe hola but they couldn't understand like a full sentence from what they told me
दार्जिलिङको नेपाली बुझ्दैन
यहाँको पनि तर उता पश्चिमतिर गयो गाह्रो पर्छ
वेस्टर्न नेपाली सबसे गाह्रो लाग्छ मलाई बुझ्नु के भन्छ बरु
वेस्टर्न नेपाली
फार वेस्टको नेपाली छ कि डायलेक्ट इट्स रियली हार्ड टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड
like as you like go west no यताबाट बिस्तारै बिस्तारै चेन्ज हुँदै जान्छ कि the way they speak the way they pronounce words परो के भने
इस्टर्न नेपालको चाहिँ फुल बुझ्दिन्छु हैन वेस्टर्न नेपालको चाहिँ के भन्छ ब्रो
इस्टर्न चाहिँ अलिकति मिक्स विथ दार्जिलिङहरुको छ नि त वेस्टमा त के भने
हिजो म भक्तपुर गएको थिएँ हैन लाइक I don't know if you saw my story they were playing some board game त्यो क्या अनि उनीहरु I don't know what language they were speaking man
नेवारी होला
I was like what
नेवारी हो त्यहाँ त फुल अन नेवारी हो ब्रो
त्यही
बर्थ प्लेस अफ नेवार हैन भक्तपुर
नेवारी होला त
हैन होला भक्तपुर ललितपुरहरु पनि छ नि
अनि एट लिस्ट मेरो क्लानको जो हो
तर पहिला त मोस्ट इन्हेबिटेन्ट्स त नेवार काठमाडौँ भ्याली मोस्ट अफ द रिजन्स
भक्तपुर र पाटनको फेरि अर्कै म चाहिँ पाटनमा थिएँ नि त अस्ति किमहरुलाई क्या अन्त पाटनको फेरि अर्कै स्वाग छ नि भक्तपुरको स्वाग अब त्यो अब नेवारको आफ्नो आफ्नो हैन भक्तपुरको आफ्नै स्वाग छ हो पाटनको चाहिँ फेरि अर्कै खालको छ नि तैले नोटिस गरेको छस्
पाटनको अब अलिकति मिक्स भइसक्यो
सिटीसँग आई मिन लाइक
काठमाडौँसँग त्यही छ काठमाडौँ
भक्तपुरको अझै अलिक रफ छ
अलिक र नै छ नि त्यहाँ
भक्तपुरमा पुरा युनिटी छ अरे हो
पाटनमा पनि छ
तर
देखिन जस्तै पुलिसहरुलाई झण्डै मारेको त्यहाँ पाटनमा भएको त्यो चाहिँ भक्तपुरमा हैन नि ब्रो
त्यो पुरा स्ट्याचु झराउने लाइक
तान्ने रथ तान्ने
त्यो गर्नु दिएन
त्यो पाटनमा भएको हो
पाटनमा अझ त्यो भक्तपुर
तिनीहरुमा पाटनमा नतानेको भए चाहिँ त्यो राइट्स चाहिँ भक्तपुर जान्थ्यो अरे नि त त्यो मार्च गर्ने के सो दे लाइक नट ह्यापनिङ नट गोइङ एनीवेयर टाइप्स के
त्यो गर्नु दिएन भनेर पुरा दे रिटेलिएटेड टु पुलिस
राइट आउटसाइड माइ हाउस नो सो त्यहाँको लाइभ हुँदाखेरि आई क्यान सी टेरेसबाट त्यहाँ स्मोकहरु टायर के बालेर हुँदै जाके वी क्यान हियर हैन लाइभ या चाहिँ फुल द मोस्ट फनीएस्ट पार्ट वाज दिस वान डुड वेयरिङ लाइक जर्नलिस्ट भनेको त्यो बीप हुन्छ नि शाइनी त्यो ज्याकेट एन्ड ही इज थ्रोइङ रक्स एट द त्यो वाटर होज हुन्छ नि त्यो ट्याङ्कलाई क्या झन् स्लो मोसनमा पनि थियो क्या भिडियोहरू इज लाइक फुल क्यामेरा एज उडिरहेछ होइन
अब त्यस्तो रेजिङ क्राउड छ होइन एभ्री वान इज लाइक अब अन फायर and this cop just like
one cop got
tries to like
of like
cruise through there he got beaten up badly man he got like chased around and shit
so like these people mob was running this way this one cop on the bike dude I know they lynched him like that I know pulled him out done for his safety he had a helmet on so head injuries alik bache hola natra body ta lattai storms bro just walking storms I know jele bhedaundecha then I think there was one only good Samaritan types he pulled him aside aligiri tela aligiri chekiko I don't know if I'm just might be like dreaming tara he got
I know एकजनाले चाहिँ अलिकति त्यसलाई साइडमा बचायो नत्र त त्यसले अझै खान्थ्यो यार
I think त्यसलाई अझै पनि PTSD हुन्छ होला ब्रो पाटनमा जुम न ह्याङ आउट गर्नु भन्दाखेरि त्यसलाई कस्तो हुन्छ होला
त प्लेसेस लाइक भक्तपुर रोक्नु पनि सक्दैन जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई
स्ट्रेटेजिक छ नि माथि माथि घरबाट के फालिदिन्छ नि पुलिसहरूलाई क्या अब ढुङ्गा कहाँ माथिको गमलाहरू
फेरि अब इफ यु वान्ट टु गो एन्ड क्याच द पिपल अपस्टेयर्स अम्बो भर्याङ नेवारी घरको भर्याङ
अन्त तातो तेल फालिदियो भने फेरि अब
नेवारी घरको भर्याङ चाहिँ फर्स्ट अफ अल नो डबल लेन हो ओन्ली सिङ्गल लेन अनि त्यो पनि स्टिप हुन्छ भर्याङहरू चढ्नै गाह्रो
त्यो माथि कहाँ छ भर्याङ पनि थाहा हुँदैन होला बिकज आई वाज लुकिङ एट त्यो डोर्सहरू पनि लाइक लो हाइट क्या पुरा एन्ड देन लो सिलिङ्स रहेछ नि त मैले पुरा फोटोहरू खिचिरहेको थिएँ आई वाज लुकिङ एट लाइक त्यो लिभिङ कन्डिसन्स कसो इट वाज अल लो हाइट लो सिलिङ्स लो के भन्छ लो लाइक लो हाइट डोर्स होइन
ब्रो लङ रेन्ज अट्याकको लागि दामी हो नि नेवारी घरमा झ्यालै झ्याल हुन्छ हो माथिबाट ड्याङ कि ड्याङ
स्नाइपर कुन चाहिँ दुलौडा जाल्यो
वारजोनको लागि
अनि कतिवटा झ्याल हुन्छ नेवारी घरमा
वारजोनको लागि म्याप दामी हुन्छ होला है
छ त होइन एउटामा पाटनमा कल अफ ड्युटीमा
पाटनमा छ
होइन कल अफ ड्युटी होइन पाटनमा होइन उतातिर हो
दार्जिलिङको त्यो त ब्याटल फिल्डको हो
होइन होइन तैँले
दार्जिलिङमा ब्याटल फिल्डको छ कि दार्जिलिङको
अझै खेले भएको नि फार क्राईको भने होइन
होइन
ए फार क्राईमा चाहिँ नेपाली टाइप ऊ छ
त्यो त माथि त्यसमा छ नि त्यो त अलिक डाँडा काँडातिर होइन नेपाल त नेपाल
मुस्ताङतिर कता
तर आई थिङ्क कल अफ ड्युटीमा छ जस्तो लाग्यो आई डोन्ट नो म्यान
इन्डियाको चाहिँ छ एउटा त्यो हिमाचल प्रदेश हो कि कताको चाहिँ छ एउटा
दार्जिलिङको छ हो
दार्जिलिङको
गोजा मोमोको फ्ल्यागहरू पनि छ विमल गुरुङको
मोडर्न वारफेयर 2 मा
मोडर्न वारफेयर कि ब्याटल फिल्ड आई डोन्ट नो है मेबी मोडर्न वारफेयर
जस्ट यु हैव टु गो डाउन हिल नो
या समथिङ लाइक दैट मैले गेम प्ले मात्रै हेरेर खेलेको चाहिँ छुइनँ हैन
अनचार्टेड भन्ने गेममा नि छ नेपाल अनचार्टेड खेला छ
ए 2 मा
होल नेपाल छ लाइक
मुभी चाहिँ हाउडे छ
त्यही त ब्रो लाइक
के गरेको ब्रो
ड्रेक इज लाइक अ हुन्छ नि अर्ली 40s guy and this guy is who just played a 15-year-old in Spider-Man he's playing Drake
maybe
but Mark Wahlberg चाहिँ हुन्थ्यो के
early story होला नि त origins भनौँ न
origin
खै I don't know maybe future मा
यो त like according to the अब गेमको त्यो
गेमको हेर्दा लाइक त्यो प्लेनको सीन त्यो कार्गो शिप्सहरुसँग
because त्यतिखेरसम्म त ड्रेक त बुढो भइसक्यो
yeah I don't know man
Mark Wahlberg चाहिँ ठिकै हुन्थ्यो के एक्चुअली
Mark Wahlberg
or Jake Gyllenhaal
चाहिँ ठिक्क हुन्थ्यो
तर अब ब्रोले प्रिन्स अफ पर्सिया खेलिसक्यो फ्लप पनि भइसक्यो त्यो that guy plays like damn creepy roles नि सर कतिवटा त दामी
तर यो नाइट क्रलर भन्ने मुभी दामी मुभी म्यान
त्यसको एउटा मुभी चाहिँ लाइक लास्टमा त्यो यस्तो ढकल्दा स्पाइडर हुन्छ नि यत्रो रुममा के छ त्यो मुभी नाम नक्टर्नल त्यस्तै के डनी डार्को पनि दामी छ है
दामी छ
त्यो नेटफ्लिक्समा गिल्टी भन्ने छ नि हेरेको छ हेर न
मुभी होला
गिल्टी भन्ने
त्यो
फोन 911 पुलिस फर्स्ट रिस्पोन्डर हुन्छ नि इन्टेन्स हैन न रिस्पोन्डर त्यो त भन्नाले त्यो पनिशमेन्ट पाएर न त इट्स अबाउट हिल बी अन द फ्रन्ट लाइन के लाइक होम इन्भेजन त्यस्तो के लाइक फर्स्ट रिस्पोन्ड पुलिस देन विल बी गोइङ थ्रु अ ट्रायल त्यसको बारेमा हो के अन्त मिनवाइल व्हेन इज गोइङ थ्रु अ ट्रायल इज डिमोटेड टु लाइक being a 911 त्यो फोन आन्सर गर्ने something like that damn nice movie bro
त्यसको like two of my favorite movies Jake Gyllenhaalको is Prisoners
Southpaw
Prisoners damn
मैले remind me
watch that movie man
Wolverine
Hugh Jackman the Prisoners हो and then end of watch भन्ने हेरेछ end of watch like the whole movie
end of watch the police हुन्छ नि त्यसमा
they're both cops and then the whole movie the perspective is त्यो vlogging camera जस्तो क्या
bro को छ भने त्यो क्या all Mexican त्यो narcos छ नि क्या त्यो Mexican dude who gets killed who gets beaten up Narcos Mexico मा
Ant-Man मा पनि छ नि he's like a supporting role
he's a nice actor
Mandalorian
no he's like a Hispanic dude guy
yeah उ त्यो के हाम्रो त्यो Game of Thrones मा उयो
हैन
Not that guy.
He's not in Game of Thrones.
Agent Pena हैन
Agent Pena हैन
त्यो अर्को मार्कोस मेक्सिको को एउटा छ के द मेन CIA
Kiki Camarena
हेर्छ न तैले हेरिस भने भन्छस् कि he's in like so many roles he plays the cool Mexican dude laid back types like
comedy movies
मेरो दिमागमा चाहिँ मेक्सिकन एक्टर भनेपछि ड्यानी ट्रेहो मात्रै आउँछ मेक्सिकन एक्टर
he's in movies with Danny Trejo also.
Either that or the guy who plays Hector.
There's the third guy, bro. There's
Hector भन्ने थाहा छ
but this guy is more famous.
Hector भन्ने खेल्छ नि एकजना he plays like the vato character in every movie ma he's the cholo
यस्तो लगाइदिएको न
अनि यत्रो 3/4 pant white shirt लामो लाउँछ नि And all his movies he's ever played, his name is Hector. So there was a conspiracy theory that says like everyone is living in Hector's world universe.
The त्यो movie पनि दामी छ. Everything is shot. त्यो end of Watchmen. Everything is shot in
Found footage
the
type.
perspective of like a vlogging जस्तो भनौँ न. Like they have a body cam. Everything is the whole movie is shot through like the body cam footage. क्या दामी छ. It's like it's ending हल्का sad छ. तर like movie is really nice man.
Prisoners हेरेछ नि है?
हेरेको छु होला कि I need to recall that.
Prisoners
No, bro.
दामी.
Guilty भन्ने हेर्न Netflixमा.
Oh,
You
yes,
like it
bro.
if you like that end of watch.
मेरो फ्लाइटमा हेर्छु अब.
त्यसको मुभीहरु दामी दामी छ. त्यो
दामी
साउथ प पनि त्यसले राम्रै खेले थियो नि. अब you like good job of at least learning how to fucking box properly like.
I think the only disappointing movie I saw was Prince of Persia and all this. Subset disappointing movie. Because like I was a big fan of that game, Prince of Persia. No, first that was like revolutionary game थिन the mechanics and त्यो
God of War जस्तो like
त्यो time rewind गर्न मिल्ने भित्तारमा हिँड्न मिल्ने आम्बो म त यति खेले त्यो गेम है. And त्यसपछि when I heard like the game is movie is coming out, I was like damn, I'm excited, you know? And then like somehow like I heard like I found out the news पनि like the B13 भन्ने movie छ नि, the French movie.
Pakorgan.
So that guy is the action director. He did all those stunts. खतरा हुन्छ होला movie भने तोरी movie बनाइदियो. Still let down के त्यो movie हेरेपछि त.
त्यो it's about the dagger, right?
Yeah. Sands of Time भन्ने हुन्छ के.
It goes traps you leave the soul of the body, some shit like that. Yeah.
त्यो गेममा चाहिँ अब like basically you kill to these like त्यो druggerहरू हुन्छ नि, तिनीहरूलाई मारेर you collect sand and then त्यो sand is you can rewind time. Even if you die, like you rewind like couple of seconds and then like, you can replay that.
मलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तै कुन मुभीमा भयो भन्न, म्याक्स पेनमा
Mark
वालबर्गलाई के गर्यो त्यो ड्रगको बारेमा पक्ला के गरेको स्टोरी लाइन त त्यस्तै सेन्स अफ टाइम तर सम पिल और समथिङ क्या. म्याक्स पेनमा पनि हेभी खेलिने पहिला कम्प्युटरमा
स्लोमो
शटगन ब्याक यस्तोहरू गइदिएर हुन्छ नि. आम लाइक डुड म्याक्स पेन आउँदैछ मुभी वाट्स इट लाइक डार्क थिममा लाइक जस्ट फक्ड इट अप डुड. आई वाज लाइक शिट.
देखा गेमबाट मुभी बनाएकोहरू थोरै होला हौ राम्रो छ कुनै राम्रो द्याट रियली मेड इट.
स्ट्रिट फाइटर
अम्बो त्यो जस्तो
हैन त्यो टिम त्यो टाइपको
ह्यान्डम गाइल भएर खेलेको थियो नि अम्बो.
तैले लेटेस्ट मोडल कम्ब्याट हेरिस क्या ओडेर त्यो पनि लेट डाउन
फर्स्ट 5
त्यसको बिचमा आइदिएको थियो नि पेन्डेमिकको बिचमा कि आई वाज लाइक मुभीहरु आएको पनि थिएन हैन. एफ मुभिजमा मोर्टल कम्ब्याट नयाँ हेरेको त अम्बो रुनु मात्रै मन पर्दैन मलाई.
फर्स्ट 5 मिनेट्स क्या दामी थिए
एकछिन चाहिँ
क्या मजा आयो थियो अम्बो. त्यसपछि
त्यही भएर मलाई त्यो त्यस्तो मुभी हेर्ने लाइक त्यही भएर मैले प्रिन्स अफ पर्सिया हेरेन छैन क्या. बिकज लाइक एज सुन एज आई स द पोस्टर आई वाज लाइक यो चाहिँ हाउडे हुन्छ मुभी. लाइक आई न्यू इट क्या. बिकज लाइक इट गेभ मी द सेम लाइक के भन्छ भाइब एज लाइक त्यो ड्रागन बल जीको नि एउटा मुभी निस्केको थियो नि. ओ माय गॉड लाइक अब
गोकु हेर्दै
Goku खैरे like Goku is white bro like त्यो देख्ने बित्तिकै I was like I'm not finishing this movie भयो क्या.
2000s को त्यो punk rock band को vocalistहरु टाइप हुन्छ नि अम्बो ब्रो यो चाहिँ हुँदैन.
त्यही त. And then
बेसमेन्टमा बेसी प्र्याक्टिस गरेर
टुइकै त्यो मात्रै कपाल झरे गोकु.
अनि त्यो Avatar Last Airbender को नि मुभी लाइभ एक्सन मुभी थियो नि त्यो पनि हाउडे यो that was like what the fuck.
मैले चाहिँ त्यो मुभी चाहिँ अम्बो देव पटेल no thank you Slumdog Millionaire
Zuko
Dev Patel हरु गुण्डा अम्बो.
त्यसमा पनि फेरि Avatar some white kid क्या.
Like they used to say like whitewash everything.
तर यो लेटेस्ट एभाटार चाहिँ दामी चाहिँ म चाहिँ हेभी फ्यान.
ए यो त्यो भनेको मैले हेरेको छैन.
दामी
म हेर्छु अब.
म फेरि सेकेन्ड टाइम फेरि गएको छु.
एभाटार त अम्बो दामी थियो त त्यो फर्स्ट पार्ट पनि.
First part
it was like
I watched it like
त्यो
मलाई त 20
त्यो युनिभर्स एन्टर गरे जस्तो हुन्थ्यो कि. Like you just expect like when you walk out of the movie theater हुन्छ नि like that universe is waiting for you guys क्या.
सेकेन्ड पार्ट त्यस्तै भइदिएको मलाई ब्रो.
सेकेन्ड पार्ट दामी छ अरे.
3 घण्टा हेरे हैन यस्तो अब युफोरिक भइदियो हैन. अचानक बाहिर आउँदा त लेट डाउन भइदियो क्या रियालिटी. एकछिन त डिप्रेस्ड भइदियो.
Back to reality.
कसम आई ह्याड दैट पुश डिप्रेसन टाइप्स के लाइक यस्तो रहेछ लाइफ.
Some movies do that है.
त्यस्तो भइदिएको मलाई
मुभीहरु त्यस्तो.
That's why like हुन्छ नि I like I'm a huge Avatar fan. Part 1 को पनि मैले I'm not even exaggerating bro 20 चोटी जस्तो हेरे होला like throughout in this 9 to 10 years. And each scene अब हैन by heart I was like waiting for this movie to come. I've never
मजा आउँछ है टाइम अचानक सिनेम्याक्समा आइदिरहेको क्या
I can watch it like जति पनि
त पहिला यसो सोच्दाखेरि we used to watch movies from wherever man बिचबाट हेर्दिन्थ्यो हैन तर पनि we used to watch the whole movie after that man मतलब छैन कि अगाडि के भयो and then years later when like there is like Netflix and all this so then you watch the rest of the movie पहिला त अब बिचदेखि हेऱ्यो अब छैन अब अगाडि के भयो सस्पेन्स for your whole life suspense त US मा न damn funny एउटा thing is like movie hall मा न जाँदाखेरि
shooting
no it's not funny
let's not go there
हैन अब हुन्छ नि
हैन त्यहाँ like if you like once you go into न टिकट काट्यो हैन then there's like screen there's no people who check no you can just walk into any other movie
it's कहिले like if it's like a really भनिसकेको movie अब full house हुन्छ नि त so you can't really sneak in there तर अरू movie it's been a while हैन empty seats हुन्छ नि त yeah you can I've done it so many times like
एउटा मुभी हेरे सकिनु आटेको बेलामा अर्को गइदिने
no सकेपछि नै like you can just like act like you're exiting तर अर्कोमा छिर्दै क्या like you check the timing क्या तर like ठ्याक्कै यो मुभी सकिने बेला अर्को कुन चाहिँ मुभी ठ्याक्कै टाइममा सुरु हुन्छ हेर्ने हो and then you sneak into that theater
me my dad my mom and my sister
we've been
to
doing
watch
that
some movie हैन me my dad my mom and my sister we went to watch some movie हैन अनि ड्याड यो अल्छी लाग्यो अर्को हेर्नु जाउँ भन्छ कस्तो च्यानल चेन्ज गरे यस्तो अर्को हेर्नु जाउँ पो भन्छ के भनेको भने त वी जस्ट वक्ड आउट साइडमा अर्को ढोका थियो जस्ट एन्टर देयर इज नो अशर नथिङ just entered inside we started watching
यहाँको गन्दिरहेको जुनीकै ढोकामै बसिकन हाम्रो एन्ट्रेन्समा क्युआर कोड हो त्यसपछि लेजर त्यसपछि हाम्रो थर्ड वान तर अब ढोका बन्छ भने त मिल्छ होला नि त अब when the movie starting you can just come out पिसा फेरि कस्तो अर्कोमा खत्तै छिर्दियो त्यति बेला त असरले खासै सोध माग्दैन नि त टिकट कहाँबाट आएको
माग्दैन unless अब there is someone who wants to sit there whose seat is occupied त्यो
अलिक लो प्रोफाइल लुगा लाउनु पर्छ होला not like a bright one like outstanding out types हैन त हुन्छ नि त्यो त थिन अघिसम्म लो प्रोफाइल like average लुगा त्यो
yeah I think you can do that man
त्यो रातो चेक शर्ट लाएर गयो भने चाहिँ यो
एक भित्र पस्यो हैन ट्रेलरहरु स्टार्ट भयो and then they come out and then enter the other one टोइलेट गएको जस्तो गरेर and then
हामीले त्यही like we did that so much हैन एकचोटी हामीले गर्यो हैन I was like कति 6-7 जना केटाहरु उता न्यूयर्ककै थिएटरमा and then we went empty theater थियो क्या there was only like one couple उता तल like बसिरहेको तर केटाहरु चाहिँ फेरि जिस्किँदै बस्छ हैन सो लाइक म यहाँ बस्छु भयो क्या अनि लाइक उनीहरुलाई कसलाई बिचमा बस्नु पर्ने कसलाई छेउमा बस्नु पर्ने भयो क्या अनि कसलाई मन परेन भने दे हप डाउन टु द अदर रो क्या अनि हामी चाहिँ हप हुँदै झगडा गर्दै हप हुँदै त्यो कपालको छेउमा पुगेर कपालको टाउकोमै लागेछ क्या एउटा कसको ब्याग अनि त्यो केटा रिसाएर कम्प्लेन गर्नु गयो क्या त्यसपछि कम्प्लेन गर्नु गयो होइन तर लाइक आई थिङ्क म भए पनि त्यो सिचुएसनमा कम्प्लेन हान्थ्यो बिकज लाइक नमिठो लाग्यो क्या त्यसको टाउकोमा अनि कम्प्लेन गर्नु गएन एन्ड देन लाइक द असर खेम अनि अझ लाइक फ्ल्यास लाइट पुरा गरेर त्यतिखेर चाहिँ हामी सबजना स्प्रेड आउट भइसक्यो एकजना उता कुनामा एकजना यता हो अनि एउटा केटालाई त्यो केटाले चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा साथीलाई मात्रै रेकगनाइज गरेर जस्तो छ कि त्यसलाई किक आउट हान्दै क्या एन्ड देन राइट आफ्टर द्याट होइन त्यो इचिङ पछि लाइक आफ्टर 10 minutes आफ्टर ही गॉट किक्ड आउट त्यसले फेरि फोन गर्यो अनि ओइ एक्जिटमा आइजन भने होइन एन्ड देन वी लाइक वान अफ अस वेन्ट टु द एक्जिट अनि त्यसलाई ढोका खोलिदियो he came back in क्या त्यहाँ चाहिँ त एक्जिट चाहिँ एउटा डोर
फेरि कम्प्लेन गर्नु गइदैन
गएन लाइक धेरै नि
इन्जस्टिस फिल भएर बसिरहेको थियो अब त साँच्चै मलाई पनि क्या रिस उठ्छ यार यस्तो त्यो सिटमा लात हानिरहने हुन्छ नि मान्छेहरू हलमा कहिले बच्चाहरू स्पेसली ट्याक 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 म्याक क्या यस्तो इरिटेटिङ हुन्छ के भन्नु पनि नसक्ने म अस्ति भने नि तँलाई I had one incident like that. एउटा बच्चाले लात हाने गरे हैन and then I turned around like mom थियो के साइडमा I told her like भन्नु त भनेन जस्ट लाइक यस्तो मात्रै गरे के हैन अनि
त्यसले पनि फेरि
आन्टी यसो आफ्नो छोरालाई सम्झाउ त टाइपको भने हैन अनि त्यो आइमी चाहिँ अब लाइक शी वाज वान अफ दोज लेडिज हु वाज लाइक मोर डिफेन्सिभ हुन्छ नि रादर देन अब डिसिप्लिनिङ द चाइल्ड मलाई पो आँखाहरू तरेर अनि के भन्दै थियो नगर त्यसलाई त्यस्तो कुनै के टाइपको हुन्छ नि अन्त त्यसपछि नि त्यसले ट्याक 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 गरेको थियो मलाई यस्तो अन्त ठ्याक्कै इन्टरभलमा चाहिँ आमा चाहिँ गयो मैले यस्तो आमा चाहिँ तल अब स्न्याक्सहरू लिनु गएको टोइलेट देखेँ कि मैले इट्स माई टाइम भनेर यस्तो फर्केर त्यसलाई थर्काइदिएको छु रोक्छस् कि रोक्दैनस् भनेर अब त्यो बच्चा चाहिँ बिचारा यस्तो फोल्ड भइदिएको त्यसको चेयरभित्र होइन त्यसपछि क्या गिल्टी पनि लाग्यो डर पनि लाग्यो आमाले कम्प्लेन गर्ला कि कम्प्लेन चाहिँ गरेन तर गिल्टी लागेको थियो होल मुभी नै कन्सन्ट्रेट गर्न नसकेको नि मुभी पनि कुन चाहिँ थियो नो वान किल जेसिका
जेसिकालाई कसले मार्यो यहाँ ट्याक 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 गरिदिँदैछ अब
होइन मुभी हेर्नु जाँदाखेरि त यु नो लाइक इट्स अबाउट द होल एक्सपिरियन्स नत्र त मुभी घरमै हेर्थ्यो नि एफ मुभिजमा होइन बट त्यहाँ
मुभी हलमा हेर्नु मजा आउँछ समथिङ आइम लाइक अ ह्युज मुभी नर्ड कि मुभी हलमा लाइक सकर फर मुभिज
यस्तो मजा आउँछ है त्यो साउन्डहरू सबै अझ त्यो सुरुमा त्यो सो अफ गर्छ नि डल्बी एटमोसको टुक 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 वाला त्यो आउँछ नि ठिक छ झन् त्यो ठ्याक्कै बिच देयर इज वान लाइक पर्फेक्ट एउटा स्पट छ क्या पर्फेक्ट स्पट छ क्या बिचमा ठ्याक्कै त्यो सो लाइक देस लाइक एउटा यहीँ तल हाम्रो सुनेन त हामीले
माम्स बाइक एक भेट्दौ न प्लिज
मेरो चाबी त्यहाँ छ मेरो पनि हो
बाइक्स
मेरो चाबी त्यहीँ छ होला त्यहाँतिर कतै छ याब्ला
थ्याङ्क्स
अस्ति बाइक राइड मजा आइदियो
मजा आइदिने ब्रो
म त्यो गर्नु मन छ यार कसम लाइक त्यो रोड ट्रिप क्या बाइकमा हल्का
It was fun, man, especially on a bike. But I always tell like people like whenever I'm trying to express them what's the difference between road trip or gadima and then like bike ma. Especially if I'm talking to someone who knows how to ride a bike. I tell them go on a bike ni. Especially testo garo road पनि छैन टाइपको हुन्छ नि cuz त्यो गाडीमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ आई नोटिस दिस लाइक when we were in Mustang हैन लास्ट इयर सो एन्टायर ट्रिप हामी बाइकमै थियो सो अब त्यस्तो नोटिस नै गरेको थिएन मैले डिफरेन्स हैन cuz like when you're अब बाइकमा जाँदाखेरि अब लाइक we don't have to look at the view नै के अब is you're in the view like everywhere is a view खाली हुन्छ अगाडि मात्रै हेर्यो भने you can see entire thing हैन and then for like a split second चाहिँ नि म माथि मुक्तिनाथदेखि तल झर्दाखेरि चाहिँ गाडीमा बसेको थिएँ यस्तो नजिएटिङ हुन्छ नि टिभीको स्क्रिनबाट बाहिर हेरे जस्तो कि त्यही एउटा झ्यालबाट हेरेको द्याट्स व्हेन आई नोटिस द डिफरेन्स लाइक कुन चाहिँ ट्राभल गर्दाखेरि
किन त्यति बेला गाडीमा बसेको
खै थाहा छैन यार I was sleepy हो त्यतिखेर हामी खाना खाएको थियौँ नि त्यहाँ माथि यस्तो निन्दा लागिरहेको थियो मलाई त्यसपछि I thought we were just going down ठ्याक्कै त्यहाँसम्म
That was one of the best like khanas I've had man that cafe Bob Marley or somewhere right that was good
हैन मेरो
बसेर के घाम तापेर सेकाउँदै त्यो भात के म त पनि गएर सुत्दै नि भित्र एकछिन थाकिरहेको थिएँ होइन रेस्टुरेन्ट गएर रेस्टुरेन्टको टेबलहरू जोडिकन भक्कु सुत्दै तिनीहरू चाहिँ बाहिर के गफ सफ लडाउँदै थियो हो म चाहिँ आफू कस्तो मजा त्यहाँ खाना खाएर छ ब्रो तर कसम तैँले मुस्ताङ त जानुपर्छ
त्यो मुस्ताङ चाहिँ मेरो
सामथिङ गएछ होइन
देखिरहेको थिएँ कसको लाइक को रिलेटिभको रिजोर्टको ओपनिङ तर आई वान्ट भिजिट म्यान इट्स लाइक अर्कै डिफरेन्स होइन त्यहाँको
सेमी एरिड
स्पेशली लाइक इफ यु गो फ्रम लाइक
डेजर्ट कोल्ड डेजर्ट टाइप
हल्का लाइक डेजर्ट टाइपको रहेछ हैन
इफ यु गो फ्रम places like Kathmandu, Pokhara, where like dense populated city and landscapes and like and then suddenly you go there, it's like open spaces everywhere. And then you're in the middle of a valley. So you can see mountains everywhere.
Mustang go like populations like how much?
Maybe 10,000 the whole valley go titi wala. And that also like they do like back and forth like season ko बेलामा आउँछ
seasonal हुन्छ न चिसोमा हेभी चिसो हुन्छ नि त
चिसोमा त they get snowed in especially like places like के अरे त्यो केबाट आउने
कागबेनी
they get snowed in there's no business nothing grows there so like
so Mustang चाहिँ like state जस्तो हो
McDonald's shout out
district
Yeshi.
I think it's a district
and within Mustang like
Yaki and Yeshi
सानो सानो अब यो dwellings हरू छ like कागबेनी छ
Yeah.
then माथि त्यो मुक्तिनाथ टेम्पल छ मेन अब attraction चाहिँ त्यो हो त्यो चाहिँ अब for some people it's like त्यो के भन्छ pilgrimage type को पनि हो it's like they have to visit खाले के as a Hindu
दुईटै सँगै छ नि हिन्दू र बुद्धिस्टको त्यो लिम्बुची हुन्छ
जानु चाहिँ मन छ मलाई that's on my list त्यो म next time आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ like
अब त travel गर्ने optionsहरू पनि छ I mean there's a flight that goes there I mean it's not as अब regular and
कुन जोमसोमसम्म
जोमसोमसम्म flight पनि छ and then there's always there you can travel by road पनि हैन अहिले त फेरि यसो छ हैन त्यो पहिला त अब मुस्ताङ जाने
पोखरा टु जोमसोम पनि रहेछ नि है
त्यही हो
काठमाडौँ जोमसोम छैन
छैन पोखरा जानै पर्छ पहिला चाहिँ अब going to Mustang as a road trip हुन्छ नि it would be like this एउटा challenge type के बाटो गाह्रो थियो नि त हैन अहिले पनि छ सर्टन पोर्सनमा तर कतिसम्म त पेभ गरिसक्यो and it's like it's I mean pave त गराएको छैन but it's like gravel road छ के but it's like way easier than त्यो certain portionमा where it's like nasty खाले के त्यहाँ चाहिँ अब त्यो ल्यान्डस्लाइड्सहरू मनसुनमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ द होल त्यो रोड नै जान्छ कि होइन सो त्यो सेक्सनहरू मात्र हो नत्र त माथि माथिसम्म एन्ड देन लाइक मुस्ताङदेखि माथि यु क्यान गो टु लोमन्थाङ हाम्रो छिरिङको किङडम लोमन्थाङसम्म पनि इट्स लाइक अल ग्राभल रोड यु डोन्ट हेभ टु गो त्यो ढुङ्गाको बाटोहरू जानु पर्दैन क्या त्यस्तो
मलाई त मनी like 2 years ago sorry I have to answer 2 years ago म के भन्छ नेपाल भिजिट गर्नु आएको थिएँ क्या it was for like अहिलेको भन्दा like longer time अहिले त like I only came here for like 2 weeks last time आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ I was here for almost like 1 month त्यतिखेर चाहिँ म like मेरो like roots visit गर्न गएँ like मेरो ड्याडको like village सोलुखुम्बु भन्ने नाम चाहिँ गएन नाम चाहिँ like I heard नाम चाहिँ पुरा उ भएको छ like tourist like night life भएको छ like barsहरू भएको छ like I wanna go there too तर सोलुखुम्बु like मेरो ड्याडको villageमै पुगेँ क्या लोदिङ भन्ने तर त्यहाँ पुग्दा नि like it was they told me like हैन पहिला जानु खोज्यो भने चाहिँ only at to a certain point गाडी जान्छ त्यसपछि you have to like trek there like खुट्टाबाटै हिँड्नुपर्छ क्या तर fortunately अब चाहिँ like बाटो like they've paved ways like हैन like पुरा ड्यामहरू बनाएको रहेछ हैन like everything like गाडी जाने like it's possible क्या अब चाहिँ तर like it was a pretty interesting trip राम्रो like
you went by road नै
गाडीबाटै गयो म like and then coming back काठमाडौँबाट like काठमाडौँसम्म गाडीमा आयो फेरि ब्याक
अहिले त धेरै ठाउँमा बाटो त बनाइसक्यो बट इट्स जस्ट लाइक सर्टन अब त्यो ठाउँ पुग्दाखेरि होइन सर्टन सेक्सनहरू चाहिँ अलिकति स्टिल भेरी प्रोन टु ल्यान्डस्लाइड्सहरू छ क्या ल्यान्डस्लाइड नै हो क्या मेन चिज त्यो बिगार चाहिँ अब अलिअलि बनाइसकेको हुन्छ अनि देन बिग ल्यान्डस्लाइड जस्ट कम्स एन्ड लाइक वासेस अवे एभ्रिथिङ एन्ड देन त्यो रोड अब इम्प्रम्प्टु खाले बनाउँछ क्या तिनीहरूले त्यो एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ कि त्यसमा चाहिँ चलाउनलाई अब स्पेसली अब बाइकमा हो भने त गाह्रो हुन्छ गाडीहरू पनि अब लाइक अनलेस यु हेभ लाइक अ 4-wheel drive कार or something like that then only it's possible for you to make it through that त्यस्तो ठाउँ लाइक छ मुस्ताङ मनाङ यिनीहरू छ लाइक रियली सिनिक प्लेसेसहरू आई थिङ्क नेक्स्ट वान चाहिँ सुड बी लाइक मनाङ
त्यही मलाई चाहिँ रियली आम लाइक रियली इन्ट्रेस्टेड इन
त्यहाँ त कसरी जानु बाइक
त्यहाँ त अलि हेलिकप्टर जान्छ अरे नि त के भन्यो अरे लाइक क्यामियो के भन्यो अरे
थ्याङ्क यू मिङमा
कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन्स
थ्याङ्क यू
मिङमाको तर एउटा भिडियो वाइल्ड इन्टेन्स थियो त्यसले मलाई देखायो कि सो हि वाज लाइक त्यो ककपेटमा थियो होइन एन्ड अपेरेन्टली दे वर कमिङ डाउन फ्रम सम कता एउटा बेस क्याम्पबाट जस्ट कहाँबाट रेस्क्यु गरेर फर्किरहेको थियो अरू लाइक गइरहेको थियो होइन एन्ड देन सडनली इट बिकेम लाइक रियली क्लाउडी एन्ड देन भिजिबिलिटी जिरो सो दे ह्याड टु लाइक फ्लाइ लो एउटा रिभर भ्यालीमा होइन And it's not even just too wide valley पनि छैन कि एकदम न्यारो छ क्या and then you just like म त मुभी हेरेर यसो लागेको त्यसको त्यो फोनमा हुन्छ नि and then त्यो अब I can imagine जति मिङमा like यतिकै हुन्छ नि त्यहाँ डराइ खाले and then it's like nose diving and like going त्यो valley को त्यो माथि के पनि देख्दैन कि so the only way they can find it out is like त्यो river follow गर्दै के तल fly low गरेन न after a certain point like they had to land हैन land गर्नलाई फेरि अब त्यो river rocks हैन there's no spot to land and then they couldn't even fly high because like सामानहरु भएर के भएर so they had to stop somewhere and रोक्दाखेरि चाहिँ the pilot like he found like just enough space for the thing to land right beside the riverbed हैन and like when they got off like त्यो के भन्छ त्यो त्यसको propellersहरु हुन्छ नि like it was like inches away from like getting it the park गरेको त्यो हुन्छ नि त्यसले भनेको मलाई है अनि त्यसपछि अब they had to drop them down there सामान झारेर then go the pilot had to fly back up and see for like
नेपालको हेलिकप्टर पाइलटहरु हेभी रहेछ नि ब्रो
हेभी नि they are some of I think they're one of the most skilled उयो होला
है
and they get paid a lot पनि for like just after like a certain altitude हैन just landing they get like $500 just landing successfully landing obviously
त्यो यहाँको एल्टिट्युडले गरेर लाइक वेदर कन्डिसन्सले गरेर लाइक अर्कै च्यालेन्ज हुन्छ यहाँ लाइक इभन दोज लाइक डोमेस्टिक त्यो प्लेन्सहरु के त्यो लुक्लाको एयरपोर्ट छ नि लाइक द्याट मस्ट बी लाइक व्हाट द लाइक त्यो भिडियो लाइक युट्युबमा हेर्यो भने लाइक इट्स सो भाइरल बिकज लाइक त्यो
ड्रप
उता लाइक स्ट्यान्ड लाइक उता फरेन पाइलट्सहरुले त व्हाट द फक हुन्छ लाइक दे आई डोन्ट थिंक दे क्यान डु इट हैन यहाँको पाइलट्सहरुले कसरी गर्छ लाइक सोचिरहन्छ
मलाई त्यो फ्लाइ क्यारियर के मिलिट्री एयरप्लेन क्यारियरमा पनि गर्छ नि तिनीहरुले फाइटर जेटहरु त्यो पनि क्या इन्ट्रेस्टिङ लाग्दिन्छ यार
त्यो ड्रप गरेर
अम्बो हेभी लाग्दैन सोच्दा अब इन्जिनियरिङ अब फिट के अब हाम्रो ह्युमन्सको
इन्जिनियरिङ फिट भने त्यो त जुगाड हो नि त्यो त इन्जिनियरिङ जुगाड हो अब कसरी रोक्नु
के भन्छ ओसनको बीचमा चाहिँ एयरफिल्ड छ क्या अब म्याक तैँले चाहिँ अब मोमेन्ट्स नोटिसमा तैँले अब पड्काइदिनु सक्छस् अमेरिकाको मिलिटरी है इन्सेन्स छ
त्यो लुक्लाको एयरपोर्ट क्या हाँसो छ नि त बिकज अब इट्स अ सर्ट रनवे नो एन्ड देन यु हेभ टु स्टप अन टाइम सो लाइक लास्ट पार्ट चाहिँ उकालो छ क्या सो इट स्टप्स त्यो उकालोले गर्दाखेरि एन्ड देन इट्स लाइक बजारको बाटो हो क्या त्यो होइन सो लाइक एयरप्लेन ल्यान्ड हुनु लाग्छ भने चाहिँ त्यो लाइक ब्लो अ साइरन एन्ड देन एभ्री वान स्टप्स क्रसिङ द रोड एन्ड देन फ्लाइट आएर त्यो उकालोमा
त्यस्तो एयरपोर्टहरू लाइक त्यो रुरल भिलेज भनौँ न रुरल भिलेजहरूमा टर्ने लाइक टर्ने त थाहा छैन लाइक मेरो लाइक चाइल्डहुड मेमोरी छ क्या एउटा लाइक मेरो ग्रान्ड प्यारेन्ट्स चाहिँ त्यो ताप्लेजुङ भन्ने ठाउँबाट हो क्या आई डोन्ट नो इफ यु गाइज नो ताप्लेजुङ भन्ने त्यो ताप्लेजुङको एयरपोर्ट चाहिँ त्यो सुकेटार भन्ने ठाउँमा रहेछ क्या इट्स सिमिलर टु लुक्ला लाइक यस्तो लाइक इट्स जस्ट लाइक अ फिल्ड अनि एउटा क्लिफ हो एन्ड द प्लेन जस्ट ल्यान्ड्स देयर अनि लाइक टेक अफ पनि क्लिफमा गएर यु जस्ट लाइक अनि एकचोटि आई रिमेम्बर चाइल्डहुड लाइक आई थिङ्क आई वाज लाइक कति लाइक आई वाज प्रिटी यङ I still have that memory in mind. Like plane बाट गइरहेको थिएँ होइन I think we were flying to Kathmandu. ममसँग थिएँ क्या म चाहिँ विन्डो सिटमा थिएँ and it took off to get our airport बाट but the way it takes off is like क्लिफमा जान्छ क्लिफबाट जाने बित्तिकै it goes down क्या अनि त्यसपछि माथि जान्छ क्या so त्यस्तो भयो होइन अनि म त तर्सेँ and then after that I was like मम्मी यो प्लेन झऱ्यो भने के हुन्छ like I was pretty young थप्पड खाइदिएर मैले मेरो ममबाट लाइक त्यस्तो कुरा नगर भनेर एक थप्पड लाइक नमिठो थप्पड खाइदियो बेटा मैले चाइल्ड मेमोरी चाहिँ अझै छ तर
स्म्याक मैले पनि त्यस्तो थुप्रो भेटेको छ बच्चामा कुनै के बित्थाको क्वेसनहरू सोध्दै ब्याक ह्यान्ड क्या
हाम्रो चाहिँ क्युरियोसिटीले होइन हल्का पुरा इन्क्विजिटिभ भएर हल्का क्वेसन सोधेको थप्पड
कुइरेहरूले चाहिँ कसरी डिल गर्छ त्यस्तो सिचुएसनहरू
उनीहरूले त अब
टाइम आउट
हैन कुइरेहरूले
पनि हैन दे एन्सर
कुइरेहरूको बच्चाहरू अति डिसिप्लिन हुन्छ हो उनीहरू तैँले नोटिस गरेछस्
के भन्छ हौ
ना म्यान दे लाइक रिटालिएट त्यो
मैले चाहिँ यहाँ जहिले पनि रेस्टुरेन्टमा नोटिस गर्छु कि तिनीहरू अलिक वेल बिहेभडै लाग्छ क्या
हैन यहाँ आउनेहरू त वेल बिहेभ नै हुन्छ होला तर त्यही बस्नेहरू चाहिँ अम्बो.
I mean, I'm like looking at like the American student, like American friends are like especially the Caucasian white friends are. They're like this to parents are like this to as much as we like the respect that we have for our parents. This to like didn't again like maybe that's how I see it. That like they'll like curse at their parents and everything. This to again. So that's the discipline that's China like so like but at the same time they say like utago parents or say like if they were to ask a question like what I asked your planes are even so like they'll give them like oh just so like that'll be tragic but like like about explain the situation like they'll explain it.
पास अन भइदिन्छ नि फेरि यहाँ अब पछि हाम्रो छोराले सोद्धा पनि के हुन्छ ड्याडी
ब्याक ह्यान्ड फ्रन्ट ह्यान्ड
फाइनली आई गट टु डु दिस
तर होइन म पनि लजिक देखाउँछ होला नानी कहाँ ब्याक ह्यान्ड देखाउनु आम्बो भन्दा
त्यही त एक्सप्लेन गर्नु
तर यु क्यान लाइक ब्याक ह्यान्ड देयर यु क्यान टेल पनि समथिङ लाइक द्याट बट मोर लाइक 100
एकै सर्टमा 4 वटा साउन्ड गरिदिनु टेस्ट
तिमीहरूले त्यो स्टोरी सुनेछ त्यो उता I don't know if this is true or not तर मैले like I've heard it multiple times क्या उता अमेरिकामै हुँदाखेरि एउटा बाउ र छोरा लाइक बाउले छोरालाई कुटेछ क्या उता अनि छोराले 911 डायल गर्दैछ क्या and then because of that the cops arrested the dad because you can't hit like kids with Nepali नै
अम्बो
अब
फर्केर चाहिँ ब्याड भयो होला त्यसको
त्यही that's what the story goes क्या like त्यो अनि बाउलाई पुरा जेलमा हालेछ like for a couple of days के भने अनि त्यसपछि बाउ चाहिँ टिकट काटेछ like नेपाल ब्याक आउनु अनि नेपालबाट प्लेनबाट ओर्लिने बित्तिकै एयरपोर्टबाट निस्किने बित्तिकै पुरा धुलाइदिएछ अरे क्या लाइक छोरालाई त 911 डायल गर्छ अब 911 डायल गर भन्दै पुरा धुलाइदिएछ अरे
छोरा चाहिँ कहाँ थियो
I don't know man so America I don't know तर I don't know if this is like a made up story but I've heard it multiple times पुरा अस्ति भर्खर पनि सुनेको अंकलबाट हेर
एन्डिङ चाहिँ अलिकति मेड अप होला
खै
म यहाँसम्म त धुलाइदिनु त ल्याउँदैन
म भन्दा फ्लाइटमै हिर्काउँदै ल्याइदिन्थेँ चिमार्दै क्या अब होइन एयर स्पेस काटी त सक्यो अब के चाहिँ गर्छस् भनेर अब
नेपाली मान्छे नेपाली छोराले त पाएको 911 अब्युज
अन्त टेक्सासहरु गएको छैनस् घुम्नु गएको
टेक्सासमा त I lived there नि I lived in Dallas Texas for like 2 years that's where I completed high school अनि
एनपी पछि त्यहाँ गइस
No, NP पछि New York गएको New York but my dad out of nowhere decided to like the business venture he decided to buy a gas station Dallas ma चाहिँ धेरै वटा नेपालीहरु like gas station owners
the American dream
like my dad decided to buy a gas station there अनि so the entire family moved from New York to Dallas क्या मैले चाहिँ अब कहिले नसुनेको like सुनेको त हो but I was like कहाँ Dallas अब I grew up in New York हैन मेरो like अर्कै thought छ and Dallas is pretty like it's suburban compared to New York अर्कै खालको city छ like it's सबैजना drive गर्छ everybody has a car no you don't see people walking there हैन So like high school ma 2 वर्ष त्यही गए like I finished high school and then मेरो parents लाई पनि boring लाग्यो क्या त्यो city cuz like my parents are also used to New York and New York मा like हाम्रो cousins हरु नि छ relatives हरु नि छ so like मेरो parents को लागि पनि अलि social life हरु छ नि त त्यहाँ so they found it pretty boring even though like our business was doing all right they found it pretty boring so we eventually sold the gas station and we moved back to New York after I graduated high school and New York my college गए तर त्यहाँ त like I mean apart from New York सबैभन्दा धेरै नेपाली population भएको अमेरिकामा टेक्सास नै हो क्या so Dallas नै हो
I've heard mumblings about bunch of Nepali people being involved in gambling, illegal gambling and shit, like in Dallas.
Dallas, ma.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I
You
don't know about
much
that.
about that. Yeah.
That might be a recent development. But getting more when I was in Dallas, this like alka like boring it थियो like के त्यस्तो केही थिएन हल्का like
ठुलो भएर पनि होला Dallas.
like it's like a really big like city क्या. And it's spread out क्या त्यही हो. Like there's like to get to from one place to another like expressway.
Nepali टन्नै छ हुनु चाहिँ.
Nepali चाहिँ टन्नै छ Dallas मा टन्नै छ. But not Nepalis that we know like हैन. New York मा चाहिँ चिन्ने नेपालीहरु नै हुन्छ क्या. Like from Kathmandu or I think Dallas ma chai there is just the rural villages or आको नेपालीहरु हुन्छ. But I don't know, I'm not sure. तर त्यहाँ चाहिँ like
types.
like and then म त्यहाँ हुँदा चाहिँ like
एउटा पनि यहाँको सबर्बै हो नि त अब सानो.
म त्यहाँ हुँदा चाहिँ like it wasn't त्यस्तो हुने थिएन. It wasn't that like happening भनौं न.
बिहार चाहिँ मेक्सिको हो that.
अनि and then but now Dallas ma चाहिँ like there's a lot of like मान्छे like नेपालीहरुले बारहरु नै खोलेको छ. Like sports barहरु खोलेको छ. Like club, I think clubहरु नै खोलेको छ like. So अहिले त like there's like a lot of like, large population of like people. And a lot of people are actually moving to Texas from New York.
But like places like Texas are south ma हैन?
South, yeah.
So aren't they like more
conservative?
Unacceptable, yeah.
Conservative, yeah. Texas, especially Texas, like उनीहरुको चाहिँ like they have their own pride, yeah. They think they're their own like countries or so, I don't know. They have their own flag, like the flag ones, like Texan flag. They have this thing called like Texan pride, yeah.
Lone Star.
Yeah. Texas ma like that's what I experienced. Like they're so proud of like the state they are, and they think they're like their own countries or so, yeah.
Texas. Like true American types.
Like very
the Lone Ranger movie ma हेरेछ नि त्यसले टेक्सस को त्यो पनि अमेरिका को फ्ल्याग सँग टेक्सस को पनि फ्ल्याग लगाउँछ नि त हैन. अनि त्यो बच्चाले अफगानी बच्चाले सोध्छ नि त के को फ्ल्याग हो त्यसले सिकाउँछ क्या टेक्सस हो भनेर. दामी छ त्यो. त म यसो सोच्छु कि म अमेरिकामा म पनि टेक्सस तिरै बस्थे जस्तो लाग्छ.
टेक्सस
हैन अब किनभने त्यो गाडीहरु कुदाउनु पाउँछ नि त. हैन अब कहाँ पब्लिक कम्युट टाइप्स के जोड्दै आफ्नै एउटा गाडी मजा आउँछ नि. अलिक सबर्बहरु पनि राम्रो लाग्छ मलाई. I'm used to जस्तो लाग्छ. अब यस्तो फास्ट पेस सिटी अब न्यूयर्कको अब मलाई चाहिँ chaotic लाग्छ क्या अलिकति. सोच्दाखेरि गएको चाहिँ छुइनँ.
अब यो काठमाडौँमा बसेपछि त chaotic त के को like Kathmandu is also chaotic.
It's not like I'm loving it here anyway.
त्यही भएर बन्दीपुरहरु गइरहेको क्या.
So yeah.
त यहाँबाट निस्किँदा अर्कै आनन्द आउँछ है काठमाडौँ निस्किँदाखेरि. आइसक्यो लाइक ठ्याक्कै त्यो है त्यो नागढुङ्गा कट्छ हैन त्यो चेक पोस्ट. त्यो पुलिसहरुले हाउडेमा सोध्छ नि कहाँ जानु लाग्यो के चाहिँ गर्छस् मेरो नाम र उ त्यो सोचेर कहाँ जानु लाग्यो सोचेर. Anyways, त्यो कटेपछि ठ्याक्कै ओपन रोड्सहरु, लेस ट्राफिक, क्लीन एयर. I mean, I don't know if it's clean or not, but like it just feels like that. And then त्यसपछि त्यो हाइवे पुगेपछि क्या मजा आनन्द हुन्छ है.
But we found we like somehow decided to go बन्दीपुर पुग्छ हैन. बन्दीपुरबाट एउटा off the grid खालके एउटा गाउँ के गुरुङ बेस्ड गाउँ टाइप्स भनौं न मोस्टली. The whole गाउँमा चाहिँ यङ मान्छेहरु छैन. अब बुढो मान्छेहरु के अब यङस्टरहरु सब आउट अफ टाउन हैन. And it's like a oasis के भनौं न in a way. Like suddenly there's like hills. Suddenly there's a drop and there's like the drop को जहाँ कन्भर्ज हुन्छ नि त्यहाँ बीचमा चाहिँ एउटा गाउँ छ क्या फ्ल्याटल्यान्डमा हैन. अन्त त्यहाँ गयो कि हाम्रो it was a nice like diversion to a different perspective of हाम्रो नेपाली मान्छेहरु कसरी बस्दो रहेछ. लाइक लिचिट गाउँमा ब्रो बाटो त बल्ल बनाएको छ भर्खर के त्यो डोजरहरुले हुन्छ नि ग्राभल हैन. अब बाइक कुदाउन अलिक गाह्रो पनि भयो लास्टमा त. It was getting like shitty. The बाटो was getting like shitty types के त्यो पनि डाउनहिल हैन. अब गेडा सेफ्टी सक्यो त्यो बाइक ब्रेक हान्दा ब्रेक फेल भइसक्यो बाइकको बेसी हिट भएर के. अब अन्त त्यहाँ पुग्दा चाहिँ it was a nice experience to see Nepal from a different perspective.
Hey, that's what I really like. I also want to go on a trip like that क्या त्यो मान्छेहरू कसरी like these rural parts मा कसरी मान्छेहरू बसिरहेको छ living conditions कस्तो छ I really like looking at that I really like के भन्छ studying that क्या होगा because मेरो like Agi like I think in the beginning you asked me about my like aspirations मेरो aspirations say like I want to design like passive houses in underdeveloped countries kya? And I want to start that from Nepal because I'm really into like my interests lie in like sustainability sustainable building materials
man Nepali contest
they so like but for that I need to understand how Nepali people live.
आजकल त्यो ट्याङ्कर कन्टेनरहरूले बनाउँछ नि घर क्या
कसले
एज त्यो सिपमा को कन्टेनरहरू के बुझिनुहोस्
ए दिस
सिपको कन्टेनर्स के लाइक त्यो एक्सपोर्ट इम्पोर्ट गर्दा ह्युज सिप्समा त्यो कन्टेनरहरूले घर बनाउन थालेको छ क्या यहाँ मैले एक दुईवटा देखेको थिएँ क्या
घर त होइन होला
अब बस्नु सक्छ नि
गर्मी हुन्छ नि
एयर कन्डिसन
ब्रो स्टिल लाइक स्टिल everywhere
होइन there is this like huge projects happening in India also okay they somehow they are like त्यो asbestos के कोटहरू गरेर
asbestos is like it's alka it's very toxic के भन्छ
this is something
there's harmful chemicals that it emits like over time so asbestos is like very उता न्युयोर्कमा नि पहिलाको like old buildings हरु पुरा asbestos like हालेको छ क्या
So it's a bad conductor of heat or something apparently.
Like, it just like has I don't know about heat and everything, but like it has a lot of harmful chemicals. Yeah. So it like over time it like the manseko like health like it gives problems. It's harmful. So like अहिले New York ko purano buildings or like asbestos pura cha like almost all of America pura पहिला चाहिँ standard नै थियो is asbestos like is used in like every building every house. I don't know.
What was asbestos?
It's like a chemical they use like the building ma like yeah. I don't really know exactly what they use it for. Like it's like
cement types.
Oh, this they give like they use it. I don't really know what the purpose for it is. But like I'm working on this project. It's like a really paila baneko building okay New York ma upper west side ma. So it's like a really like Central Park West my baneko building okay so like it's pailako building oh so it's like untouchable like there's a lot of like history like so you can't really do anything to it but we're working on a project there one of like the floors and we found a lot of asbestos okay? So we had to do like a whole like I think it took a whole week to like the asbestos remove like we had to wait for a while. We had to get like subcontractors who specialize in that field, like asbestos remove, like they get machine or something. So like you need to like the space like a certain like so it took a week for them to like get rid of all the asbestos that's in that building, and especially we had to like then we got to proceed with the project. We got to proceed with the construction.
And besides. Architecture, one of your passions is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
How's your journey? How long have you been training, man?
So I started COVID ko surumai. So like right before COVID hit, that's when I had started, but I was very inconsistent with it. I used to go like I think at that time I was still in school. I was still in school, so I was only coming for like classes like once a month. I think I drop in just still right. I think because I wasn't getting the time for it. But once COVID hit, I had all the time in the world. Like everything classes when you remote and then there was nothing else to do. So one of the gyms that we that I'm in right now, I wasn't really familiar with it. I was only going like once a month. They started doing this thing called Park Jitsu. So Park Jitsu say like it was like COVID protocols or like gyms weren't open, indoor like restaurants weren't open.
That's weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I know like like different like and then like what our gym did was they started this thing called Park Jitsu. And so we went to this park called the Astoria Park one day, like it's like a public park. A teenage mats or later our coach started teaching there, okay? And like a lot of people joined in, like not even from like Amro Academy, other people from like Renzo Gracie, like Queens by Renzo Gracie or Gopani, like students around, they started joining in, okay? So it became like this like nice like every week, every day like community just about, okay? And then that's when I really started like diving into like the jiu-jitsu guy. We started taking it, but before that I wasn't serious about it. Like ek dui wata class aaye, like something was the one who like introduced me to it. He was like come to one class, I know. And then jiu-jitsu I was really like I was hooked because I started jiu-jitsu, and since I was doing it so often I started to understand like kasari huncha. Because like when you don't understand jiu-jitsu, I think
like 6 months you're gonna suck.
Yeah, like when
6 months you're gonna suck, dude.
I'm pretty sure when you first started out, you were like, "What the fuck is going on?" You know, like like what, like confused. Like first couple of months, like I think first couple of weeks, first couple of months, like confusion might like start. Like, okay, you're just surviving. You're just like trying to learn. But once you start understanding. This is like it's the structure of it. You start getting really interested in it. Like you start, and that's when I got hooked on it. This was I've been doing it ever since. I think it's been like 2.5 years now.
So you're like blue belt right now.
Oh, blue belt.
And you got a match coming up.
I have a match coming up like in 2, 3, 4 days.
This is not like a tournament. It's like one-on-one.
Oh, one-on-one match. Like
3-4 days.
Like this January 8th May. What? How's a good date?
3rd, I know.
4th or 6th.
4th, I think. So in like 4 days.
So you're leaving soon?
So I'm flying back to New York Friday.
I'm jet lag mein.
Jet lag mein. I was like, fuck it. Like
Adderall kind of.
I was like, fuck it. Okay, Gordium. I know it's only one match, so it's like not like pura. It's not like usually when I go for competitions, I'll have like 4 matches or stones. Okay. So it's a lot of matches like consecutively. So this like the pura like prepare garनुपर्cha, stamina pani garनुपर्cha हैन. But this one's just one match 6 minutes ko लागि. So like I don't think I'll be that fatigued. I've been like trying to prepare for it.
You've been training like on your stay here also this time.
Yeah.
We got some time to roll around.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to like work on, especially because like my stamina like once you stop doing jiu-jitsu for like a certain amount of time, like maybe even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, stamina is in my deplete.
It's a perishable.
Yeah, like so that's what had happened. Like Nepal trip it was like Christmas, I know, holiday party or made a firm ko. So I didn't get to go to classes that often. So it had almost been like 3 weeks or almost a month since I got into training. So yeah, but since I accepted this fight, this match, I wanted to train. That's why I was like training also like consistently so I can like keep up my stamina. Like getting like थाक्नु चाहिँ एकदमै थाक्छ नि एकैछिनमा.
हल्का नेपालमा स्ट्यामिना अब हाई लेभल अल्टिट्युडमा अब शेर्पा ल्यान्डबाट आइरहेको छ. शेर्पा जित्सु भनेर गएको नि त. शेर्प जित्सु टाइपको
हेरौँ के हुन्छ.
Why people have made the term Sherpa synonymous ni?
Oh, like that's like one of the things.
Types,
that's one of the things like I don't really like. They've turned this term Sherpa into like a profession. Sherpa doesn't mean a profession, man. Like it's a culture. It's like my last name. It's like my tradition. I know. So they've turned it into like Sherpa means like body bogne like.
Is it like
what the fuck?
It's like the N word or what, like.
Yeah, but like it's like
a subtle one.
Oni, because this one like that. When I first realized what this like, my actually like I think I was
covert racism.
I was like, I was talking with this group of family, like this white family. Kota, like I was at some event, and then I was introducing myself. I know, and I told him my last name. And this guy, the dad, he was like, "Oh, you're a Sherpa. Do you Sherp?"
What does that mean?
I was like, "You tell me, bro. Like, what is that? What does Sherp mean?" He turned my last name into a verb. Like, "Oh, do you Sherp?" I was like,
like porter types.
they the like the Sherpa when you say profession, they think it's a profession, you know. So they're turning that into like, oh, do you Sherp?
Sure.
Like, what the fuck?
Do you Caucasian?
So like at
तिनीहरूको पनि छ नि तर ह्यारी पोटर टाइप्स के तिनीहरूले पोटर भनेको नि त शेर्पा भनेर
त्यही हो
हैन अब त्यस्तै त्यस्तै नामहरू छ नि मिस्टर ब्राउन के मिस्टर ग्रीन बिच्चाको नाम नि खासमा अब के हो अब
ब्राउन
मिस्टर वाइट अरे अब के अब खासमा अब हाम्रो सुन्दा मिठो छ नि शेर्पा or whatever like मिस्टर ब्राउन what the fuck like
त्यसै त भन्छ त अमेरिकन्स डोन्ट ह्याभ एनी कल्चर
I'm like,
भनेर जोक इज एन
कस्तो हो के हो लाइक जे पाइ त्यही टाइप्स के ब्रो लाइक कलरको नाम हेरि देख्छ हो भन्न
अझ झन् अब लाइक दिस वर्ड मिन्स समथिङ अब नट ओपनली सेड उनीहरूकै ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा बट स्टिल दे नेम देयर चिल्ड्रेन डिक लाइक वाइ वुड यु नेम योर चाइल्ड डिक अब एक टाइममा त बच्चा थियो नि त लाइक ओके लाइक ग्रोन अप भएपछि ठिकै छ हिज नेम इज डिक ब्राउन अर समथिङ लाइक द्याट बच्चा हुँदा सोच्न हाम्रो डिक
त्यो अन्त त्यहाँ साथीहरू मल्टिकल्चरल छ फुल सोसियल ग्रुप होइन आई मिन अरू त्यहाँको न्युयोर्कमा त टन्नै कल्चरल
like New York is one of the most diverse cities in the world.
I think I would guess it is the most.
I think it is like one of the, especially like where like the Queensmate, the Jacksonites, it's one of the most diverse like spots in all of America. Because Jacksonites, when it like it's heavily like Nepali population, Indian population, Hispanic population, and all other Asian countries like Filipino, like Cambodia and Thailand, like to Queens area like and then so you get a lot of like exposure to their culture because like unarko afnai like restaurants so you get to try their food, you get to try like
New York ma Tibetan gangsterहरु पनि छ अरे हो
it's all like I've heard
अस्ति एउटा शूट आउट भिडियो पठाएको थियो नि क्या बोडे केटाले क्या अब एभ्रीथिङ गन हिकाइदिँदै थियो नि
जो लोड आइछ यस्तो खाले
That's no like I'm pretty sure that's there. That's the reason why हामी चाहिँ त्यो Woodside भन्ने ठाउँमै बस्छ के Elmers भन्ने ठाउँमै and then that's where those gang or like that's where they started I think so. I mean that's where they like that's their spot भनौँ न and that's one of the reasons why my mom like wanted to move from that
Texas.
No, not to Texas, from that neighborhood to another neighborhood. Like, and now we live like pretty far from like Jacksonites Woodside area. But yeah, there are like
New York
drug smugglers.
But New York standard of living is crazy.
I think that from what I've heard, man.
Okay.
Bode drug smugglers.
Yeah. Kingpin type. This is
like
drugs and tashidule. Tuchi.
Sorry, keep on this.
But then, like, I think that's a like culture. They like there's a lot of like mix between cultures. Yeah, so that's very interesting for me to see because like as I said before, like the culture, like how people live, what their traditions are. You know, like very like interesting. I guess so. Like living in a city like New York, that's very like like 1%.
It shows also you also look like you're bred in. I can't tell if you're a Sherpa or a fucking like Colombian dude or something's happening here. Like what is this concoction of fucking culture happening here?
New York ma
do you
like
Sherp?
Do you Sherp, bro? The custom I was like flabbergasted when I heard him say that again, like, do you Sherp?
Yo,
I was like, what the fuck? Mother, it's a 5 second like mother. Like I took a pause here, like, what the fuck does this guy just say to me? And then after that, I had to correct him, like, okay, like that's not a word. I know, like that Sherp doesn't. That's not a word that exists in the dictionary. So, like, don't say that ever again. And then I had to like educate him. Culture say like he's not coming from a bad place. He wasn't coming from a bad place. Like, he was just very ignorant. Like like I know. So I had to educate him.
That joke types.
I had to educate him. I know. And then that's
a lesson.
That's when he was like, oh, like, oh god, like, but I'm mesmerized by it. Like, oh, I see.
ऊ पनि अब त्यहाँ पनि हुन्छ नि अब त्यहाँको अमेरिकाको गाउँलेहरू हुन्छ नि यहाँको भएको जस्तै ignorant especially
but that's like one of the that's the question I get the most like मैले Sherpa भन्ने बित्तिकै oh have you ever climbed Mount Everest oh like do you do this like yeah like that same type of questions
stereotypes
and then that's when I have to like I mean it's not their fault I know they don't know so but that's when I have to like explain to them oh म यहाँबाट हो यस्तो गर्छु like त्यस्तो
architect oh that
well first mate like I tell them like oh where are you from भन्छ हैन like I'm from New York I know like म यहीँबाट हो like I'm from Queens भन्छ but I know what they really mean like they're trying to ask me where you from भनेर अनि that's when I tell them oh that's what you mean भनेर त्यसपछि भन्छ
okay fucker like
but like I've realized they were like a way to ask people where they're really from when I say like oh what languages do you speak what other languages do you speak that's like a nice way to like ask them like oh timaru like sachikai kahabata ho like you know because like you don't like, where you from and
they're confused गर्दैन हिन्दी
उर्दू
इंग्लिश and हिन्दी
हो भनेर उर्दू हिन्दी हो सबै बंगालीहरु सबै
this was like
भोजपुरी नेपाली हैन आम्बो यो त हेभी मल्टी
confused
रहेछ man
तर यहाँको मान्छेहरु है लाइक बाइ अब के भन्ने बाइ compulsion नै we have to be at least bilingual at least
but that doesn't necessarily answer the question but if you say Spanish and he's from Argentina and you guess he or she is from Spain
but like
but there's so many Spanish speaking countries
oh then you can like after you ask them
oh you break it down
you can like that's like that breaks the ice like, oh how do you speak Spanish oh I'm from Argentina oh that's where you're from
ninja technique
बक्कु चिक्सहरुले यो चलाको रहेछ पक्कै त्यहाँको के त्यहाँ न्युयोर्कको ठमेल भन्ने बार छ हैन
oh yeah man अहिले न्युयोर्कमा
जस्तै फोटो पठाइदिनु
त्यही ठमेल बार नै हो like where I think Rishabh like I think I wasn't there मलाई साम्तेनहरुले भन्यो they were in ठमेलको बार अनि ऋषभलाई चाहिँ कुनकै केटीहरुले रेकग्नाइज गर्छ ओ तिमी गफ गफ पास बाट हैन but no like New York ma like a couple of people have opened like bars and clubs Nepali one of them like one of them I worked with when they started to like build they wanted to like visualize the space I know what kind of bar they want to like so they asked me to do like rendering just to like visualize गर्नलाई मात्रै so हल्का मैले photoshop मा हल्का visualize गर्दै like उनीहरुलाई गर्दै and then they opened it up pretty fast so like there's like 3-4 वटा बारहरु like clubs हरु भइसक्यो त्यहाँ नेपालमा I mean New York मा
गर्दै के नेपालीहरु मात्रै आउने कि सबैजना
नेपाली Tibetans हरु धेरै आउँछ Tibetans Nepali
त्यो गीत त बज्नै पर्छ नि अब टिबेटन आएपछि त
टिबेटनहरुको त हैन the फुरहरु चाहिँ like I think a year ago 2 years ago थियो होला अहिले चाहिँ त्यो ताता त्यो like that's what they play a lot now त्यो चाहिँ bangers हो उनीहरुको त्यहाँ
है राति चाहिँ फुर
यस्तो बारेमा चाहिँ कुइरेर आउँदैन
also like I've taken my own friends there हैन I've taken like हाम्रो जुजित्सु गरेर नि साथी Russian साथीहरु त्यहाँ लगाएको छ they like it man they vibe like उनीहरु त के बाल हैन they just want to drink have fun अनि त्यहाँ हामी त्यहाँ लान्छ तिनीहरुलाई they have a good time
you wanna call it brother
let's wrap it
let's wrap it up yeah
that was fun man been a while I enjoyed the conversation everyday बोलिरहेको मजा आइदियो नयाँ हल्का एकछिन त न्युयोर्क घुमेर आइदिने ब्रो उसको थ्रु यसको स्टोरीज बार्सलोना अम्बो अन्त anyway bro best wishes है अब hopefully तेरो architect of the year भन्ने म्यागजिनमा
yeah best of luck for your coming match
oh thank you so much man.
and your
I need it
other quests and all in next time छिटै भेटौँ
I'll be working my future ma I want to work here you know I want to like मलाई चाहिँ त्यो urban development भन्दा नि urban planning भन्दा नि I like त्यो rural planning क्या त्यो villages
अब तैँले होइन एउटा राम्रो फर्ममा काम गर्दैछस् अहिले होइन अब once you grow up the hierarchy and suddenly you feel like you know do like side like project for like a rural case like this are you entitled bound by the contract not to do it or something like that?
No. Like, I mean, I'm sure I am, but like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to also work in New York for a firm and then work here. Like, I want to gain the experience I can get from like where I'm working at right now, and then I'm gonna leave that place. I know, and this busy, I'll start my own firm. I'll start my own practice. Etapani, utapani, and then over here, I really wanna
make an impact.
Like as I said before, my future goal is to like design passive houses. Passive houses, when you could say like energy efficient buildings, sustainable materials, heating, cooling, insulation, ramro bhako, but like धेरै carbon emission नदिने like carbon footprint मा धेरै impact नगर्ने. So like self-sustaining, energy efficient buildings. I want to design that for underdeveloped countries, underdeveloped like regions. So like rural areas. So urban planning the Kathmandu like I'm pretty sure the urban planners are so like there's so much going on. There's so much going on here, and like I want to like really think about rural planning because that's really where you can like really make a difference because you can really change their lifestyle. I know. But the question is like how do you, because like passive house design like Ramrosa, like it's about cost, material, efficiency and sustainability. I know. But the real question is like how do you get these people to accept that? Because you're changing their living condition, like you're changing what they're used to, what their norms are, like how they are used to living a lifestyle. So like how do you get these people who live in these villages to accept this lifestyle, like accept this like new change? Usually like I wanna come back here, study like the vernacular like materials, like the building materials or kike use
gitti balwa type.
Like I wanna like wood kaatharu, like how do they build, how do they construct it, like I want to study it, and how do you make it like sustainable, how do you make it energy efficient, passive house design, how do you implement that? And then that's what I want in the future.
Awesome.
Heavy stuff.
Hopefully we can work cahoots together someday.
Guff Guff Pass residencies.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
coming
much
on
for
the
having
show.
me.
Thanks for the experience. Thanks for the rash guard. That's one of the best rash guards I've ever owned in my life.
Yeah, man. Half Sumo Collective. Good quality. They have really nice geese, man. Half Sumo, no, their geese are really good.
Half Sumo?
Instead of like rash guard, like I think geese are मजाले printer like दामी हुन्छ.
दामी.
तर महँगो.
कति जस्तो 200?
Like over 100 होला.
200 त हुँदैन.
200 त हुँदैन. 200 is too much.
100 त अब एउटा राम्रोको लागि त अब ठिकै छ. 200 हेर त बेसी हुन्छ नि हौ घण्टा. New York, Manzukic, come back, beta.
Shout out.